The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
On time, all the time. We were counting the seconds down here. We're like 3, 2, 1, go live, and then I pressed the wrong button. But
you didn't have to tell him that.
I didn't have to. I don't think it got caught on the camera, but there you go. You know. Hi everyone, welcome to the Real BBC. I'm your host, as joined as ever by my wonderful co-hosts. First of all, eating his eggy weggies.
Aw.
That is a quote. We got Gary for Nerdrotic. Gary for Nerdrotic, if you could stop stuffing your... Oh, you fuck.
Greetings, losers!
Oh my God.
God bless America! I'm sorry, I gotta get down in the gutter with these little slimy red coats who decide to go out and like fight in a straight line. And like, we're gonna go fight properly in a straight line. And we're like, hey, you know what? Maybe if we hide in the trees and just pick these idiots off, we'll win. And we did.
Line used to be a good
All
tactic,
over tea,
by the way.
all over tea, and we teabagged the UK. God bless America.
Line helped us beat Napoleon. Thank you. Because if you grouped up, if you did group, then the cannonballs could wipe out more of you. But if you went line, the cannonballs took out less of you. So that's
It turn out? How did it turn out? Didn't turn out.
No, we just went
bright red coats.
We just went, screw you, we're going on.
Yeah, it's when it's like your grandson just runs off because he's so angry and bitter about not getting his way. It's like, all right, yeah, go build your own fucking country.
And we did.
We only wanted to tax you by 2%. Now look at you.
Yeah, we teabagged you.
No, you threw the tea in the fucking river.
Man. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, we got the ultimate revenge. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
We tried to pawn her off on you. We did.
James Corden.
Those that try the most.
James Corden. Piers Morgan.
Have them all. Have fun.
Oh, you've got your own.
I know.
Jimmy Savile.
No.
Well, he's dead, thankfully, now.
I love my British losers. I'm just going to say that.
I think.
You got to say thanks to the French, Gary?
I'd like to, but they're too busy burning right now.
Yeah.
And Macron is off partying with Elton John while it happens.
And blaming it all on video games.
Video games.
I tweeted out last night. I didn't know all of France had played Gollum.
Dude, we legit canceled our trip. We were going to go because we're going to the UK, then doing the 20th anniversary, wedding anniversary thing in France. We're like, nah, we'll go somewhere.
No.
We'll go somewhere else. Malta, Italy,
Mars,
Cornwall. I don't know. Maybe Cornwall.
Cornwall.
Yeah, like your Florida, UK, Florida, Florida. It's
like the UK, Florida, but weird accents. All right, then welcome to Cornwall. Are you doing? You're right there.
The whitest people you will ever know wearing bathing suits. So there you go.
Just take a translation-y thing and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, a little phone.
No, I'll probably go to Italy.
Just dress like you dress now.
I will.
You know,
Dude,
drop a hint of
I
where you
told
come
the
from.
story. First time I was in UK, I went for a jog through Hyde Park.
Congrats.
My Captain America shirt on that looked just like this. Looked just like this.
Do you have your flag with you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have my flag with me too. And
Good shirt. It's a good shirt.
I love this shirt.
I like
Sold the
it.
shit out of them at my comic store. And there's a bunch of people there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And somebody throws something at me. I think it was like an apple. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it was a giant Iraqi war protest. It's like, down with America, down with Israel. I'm like, oh shit. Wow.
Oopsies.
Oopsie doopsies. I kept jogging.
Awesome. And Molly.
Hello.
Although people don't know that, well, most people probably won't understand that reference until 2025, I guess.
The legitimate answer to that question is 2025, yes.
Uh,
It'd probably be like January 2025 at least. So that's not bad.
we filmed them 6 months ago.
I feel like it was longer than that. We need to do more of those. They're fun.
It was good.
Next time the three of us actually get together to watch a thing, I feel like
We
it's
got to
an
do Top
impossibility.
Secret. We got to do Airplane 2.
Naked
We
Gun
gotta
trilogy.
do Naked Gun trilogy.
I think Top Secret needs to be next.
I want to do
love
Airplane
it.
and Top Secret back to back as soon as
Oh,
you can
Airplane 2?
become
Yeah,
available.
let's do that. Let's do that.
With the Shatner in it. The Shat in it.
The Shat, yes.
The chat.
Awesome. Molly, what's going on with you, my darling?
Past week has literally just been absorbed by what we said would absorb us the previous week going forward, which is a certain new time that they wanted to show us some guy that we probably liked back in the day being pathetic, old, and dying. We have a new one, everybody. Here he is. I feel like everyone knows about it. Everyone's done their coverage in some way, shape, or form. This is more the aftermath now, where we're just like, so that was a thing.
More like the afterbirth. But
I think it's a testament to I don't want to, it's not calling people close, it's calling people busy, right? Not everybody's into the pop culture stuff as much as we are. I don't think we're going out on a limb by saying that, right? So your normal everyday people who don't have a massive figure addiction don't really notice this shit because they're too busy fucking working and making the country go while everybody is talking about it online. So it takes time for people to become aware. And while I was, a little surprised with like, man, I am shocked with how many people hate this movie. I mean, there were some shills, but like we've got some strange bedfellows in this movie. Let's just say. Okay.
I have seen posts from people being like, all right, I didn't want to say it, but I kind of have to at this point. What the fuck's going on? It's just like, yeah, I know, it's weird, right?
And I know most of us are going to go, we have been talking about this for years, but now the serious conversation is out there. Like, why is Kathleen Kennedy in charge? And we're like, yeah. But it's too late.
People genuinely asking, how is this possible? Someone has to have been fired by now, right? It's like,
it doesn't logically make sense.
It doesn't. There's nothing about this that makes sense, except that it's political capital.
Sure.
It's political capital. She is riding off the coattails of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. She was given the job by George Lucas. That does mean something in Hollywood. But I think it's about time for Hollywood to let go of anybody connected to George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. They're old.
Wait, Kevin Smith didn't like it?
What?
Yeah, apparently so.
Whoa.
And he'll cry at anything.
That's incredible.
And say it's amazing.
This was a bridge too far. Of all things, this was a bridge too far. And now people are, and yeah, it's time to let go. Spielberg's way past his prime. George Lucas past his prime. The people associated with him, the Zemeckis of the world, past their prime. That it's time to move on from this.
Good God, we need new artists.
We need new artists. We need new things. Kathleen Kennedy was never a creative. She, whatever her legacy was as a producer, it's 10 years now. It's been 10 years of almost entirely a failed run. I think it's almost an entirely, like, I'll give her that people like Mandalorian and some people like season 7 of the Clone Wars, a cartoon basically. Sure, you get, that's about 2% of the other, 98% of failures you've had that were just miserable failures, and you had layups. You had the easy fucking bringing Kenobi back should have been easy. Bringing Boba Fett back and making fuck Mandalorian, bring Boba Fett back and make it a Western in space. Completely easy in the right hands. There's two franchises out there that have come back properly, in my opinion. One of them, Cobra Kai, people talk about it all the time. The other one that people don't talk about enough is Ash versus Evil Dead, one of the greatest shows ever made, and it is a legitimate sequel to Army of Darkness. Like,
I only ever watched the first season, but I did like it.
Yeah, a third season not as good as the first two, but the first two are fucking phenomenal, fantastic.
I had to get it through. I had to watch it with my friend Captain Jack Sparrow because we didn't get it.
It's on Showtime. It was on some nothing network, but that's how you do it. But that's 2 out of 100 at this point. It's like you can't go home again. Indiana Jones is an 80s film franchise directed by Steven Spielberg in his prime in the 80s, starring Harrison Ford in the 80s. That's what it is.
Yeah,
and always will be.
Yeah, I gotta say, with Red Letter Media, I don't watch Half in the Bag anymore. Not because I want to see my confirmation bias affirmed. It's because I just feel that they're constantly playing contrarian now.
Yeah, they are.
I think they're kind of purposely doing this. So I don't mind, even though I need to catch up, I don't mind watching the the Wheel of Fortune, all that sort of stuff. That's great stuff. But Half in the Bag, I checked out of that. I checked out of that a while back.
Either of you check out the review on Dial of Destiny?
I started to watch it, and then when Rich went, this is this all right film, I was just I'm out.
Dude, it is a genuinely strange video. Like, when I was listening, because Mike starts out with saying like that opening sequence, everyone's saying it's pretty good. I hate it. And I was like, ooh, because I hated it too. I hated pretty much the whole thing. And of course, he highlights a lot of the reasons why you should probably hate it, even saying like, the fucking missile falling next to him and saving him from being hanged and stuff. Like, that's a level of ridiculousness that is just going beyond everything at this point. And
that's nuclear fridge, that is.
Yeah, we on EFAB, we even said that like there's a lot of contrivances and coincidences, sure, in Indiana Jones that protects him and stuff, but like a lot of it is usually something he incorporates. So, for example, like if he has plot armor from a series of bullets hitting him, it's usually because he's taking somewhat cover. He's chosen to, as opposed to he literally just stands there and a million bullets just fly by him, and he's like, "Wow, I'm so lucky," which felt like the hanging scene, where it's just like, "Oh, lucky the U.S. bombed you specifically in this rooftop and it saved you." Like that's okay. Versus, take for example, when they're trapped in the castle and the fire's starting up, every action they take has a reaction, and they have to keep, moving in different directions to make sure things happen. So I was like, yeah, okay, this is going. And then I almost fucking thought I was listening to like a completely different channel when they all agreed the time travel part at the end was the best part and it was great. I was just like, what the fuck? And it seems the only thing that they were talking about that's so good about it is it was just insane.
Consistency of argument is important. So there's no way you convince me that the guys who just shredded Crystal Skull, and more importantly, I'd say a recent example of what Indiana Jones and the Diapers of Despair is Picard season 1.
Yeah,
it's the same fucking beats. It's same everything.
Sorry, I got a screaming pussy down here.
Okay.
I was pretty lost listening to him because you're absolutely right. It's like, this is the movie they should probably hate.
But
judging from everything,
I objectively, I can't see how you get to those conclusions objectively.
That doesn't feel consistent. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe they genuinely felt that way, but it just didn't feel consistent.
I'm sure they did enjoy parts of it. I mean, they said the one of the best parts of the film was Phoebe Waller-Bridge. So
they did. Oh my god! Now I got to watch this. Okay, what? Yeah, they're being contrarian now.
Yeah,
they're being fucking.
I was pretty surprised. Well, I watched a Moist Critical review this film. He's so funny. He was like, yeah, it's solid. It's not a bad film. It's pretty good. There's one problem. And I was thinking to myself, I think I was talking to Fringy at the time, and I was like, what is he going to pick for the one problem? My bet was Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I actually thought he was going to pick her, that she was the main problem with the film. Do you know what he said is the one problem with the film?
What's that?
The film.
The writing.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong.
But I was like,
but it's not one problem. But I mean, there's more than one problem, but the writing is abysmal, absolutely abysmal.
When you go to writing, like, you must start at premise. Then, I mean, forget the fucking script. Your premise was stupid to begin with, like just to begin with. So this film is fucking horrible from beginning to end. The only time I wasn't totally checking my phone or wanting to leave was in the first 20 minutes. It wasn't good. It was good. It wasn't good. It was messy. It was and it was a bad impression of Spielberg post Raiders. Okay. The big difference between Raiders and Temple of Doom and even Last Crusade is there are a lot of like weird little funny things that happen that are very much George Lucas ism that don't happen in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark takes its time. It's Spielberg shot that one. It's just shot more beautifully. It's edited a little better. It's written a lot better than Temple of Doom. I like Temple of Doom, but Raiders is written 1,000 times better.
Isn't Raiders written by Kasdan?
No. Well, Raiders is written by Kasdan.
Yeah.
And then Willard Hayek and fucking what's her name? Gloria Katz or something like that wrote Temple of Doom.
I remember seeing some background shit about how they wanted to make Temple of Doom funnier, like when they were making it, because they were like, "Uh-oh, this is getting a little too ridiculous." Do you remember the part where, like, I forget the name of the guy, but he's like the muscle in Temple of Doom, and he tosses his hammer, and it just cuts to some henchman getting hit in the head with that hammer.
Yeah,
like, I think it's funny, but it is like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I am one of the people. I don't know how you guys feel. I love the opening of Temple of Doom. I freaking love it.
I mean, I love Temple of Doom, so
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw it last week again. I saw all three last week, and I felt like I was legitimately, I felt like I was on a different planet. I felt like I was in a different dimension. I was just like, holy shit, they used to make films like this.
You might be.
I'm on board with the Hadron Collider theory. Yeah. Totally. We're in a parallel universe. We're in the mirror universe right now, dude. You know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are definitely in that. But yeah, I just watching it after watching them back, I'm kind of like, oh, I think Raiders is the best film. Having watched it back, because as you said, it's not just a great film with a great script. The cinematography on that is sublime. The acting in general is absolutely top notch. It's beautiful. Like, there is some absolutely, I don't know if it's still going, but there used to be that Twitter account. Was it One Perfect Shot?
Yeah, it's
something like that. I don't know if it's still going, but like Raiders has so many one perfect shots in there. And I don't, even when I got to Last Crusade, which was, my announced favorite, I adored every single solitary second of it. But my God, I don't think I could choose. It's Sophie's choice between Raiders and Last Crusade. It really is. But my God, Raiders, like the first 15, 20 minutes of Raiders when he's getting the fertility idol. God, that is, I would pay all the money in the world to get that sort of level of film nowadays, God.
Fuck yeah, dude. I feel like a bit of a broken record, but they just feel real when you watch them. You're like, oh shit, I'm watching a thing that a bunch of people had to work really hard to make.
Yeah, it feels like a real world. And also, I mean, I think it was, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know if it was you. I don't think it was you, Morley. I'm trying to think who it was, and I apologize. I can't remember. I'm apologizing, my friend. I can't remember. But when we were discussing, we had a Raiders discussion. Not Raiders. We had a Indiana Jake discussion on FNT and probably other places. And somebody mentioned the volume, just the constant use of volume, and he's absolutely right. I know, every time I noticed, and when you were watching Raiders, when you were watching Last Crusade, especially, yes, you could tell with Temple of Doom sets and certain aspects, but the practical, how practical Raiders and Last Crusade looked, how you felt they were in Venice, how you felt that they were in the Egyptian deserts, when they were going down into the pit of snakes and stuff, everything felt authentic. And in Indiana Jake, No, and I think just an issue with all TV and film now is everything just looks volume. Everything just looks volume, and it looks like you are behind that projector screen, and it doesn't look real, and it doesn't feel like, and it doesn't make you feel like you're there. And Tom Cruise is gonna. There will be volume moments in it. I mean, even in John Wick 4, which I did love, I thought John Wick 4 was great. But even when they're doing the Arc de Triomphe, is it the Arc de Triomphe? Yeah. Oh, sorry. The roundabout in France scene, Gary.
It's the little roundabout.
The roundabout in France scene, you could tell that the use of green screen and whatnot in that.
You drive in a circle when you're not rioting and burning.
And with Mission Impossible, we see how they put together the practical stunts. Now, of course, there is going to be some green screen, and yes, there is, of course, going to be some use of volume, most likely in Mission Impossible.
But it all looked volume, dude. I mean, like the New York scene looked volume, and that's good. Volume is fine if you're on an alien planet and we don't have anything to ever reference, but like we understand reality because some of us do go outside, and there's always going to be an uncanny valley now with the volume. It's just something that's not gonna look right, and that's why it should be used sparingly. And I don't know what the hell they spent $300+ million on. I just don't
fucking understands that shit.
What a massive failure.
Easy comparison, and this is something they do bring up in Red Light Media, but that opening train sequence, it's all just everything's fucking CG. You can't tell, everything's just a muddy like mess. And the direct comparison, if anybody watched it recently, of course, it's the intro to Last Crusade. It's a whole train action sequence, and if you look at them back to back, you're just like, good God, it's not even close, because they actually had stuff that they worked with. The original, everything is, you can knock it and it'll make noise. It wouldn't just flap because it's a screen or smash or whatever. And it's reflected in the actions of everybody as well.
I mean, Gary on FNT mentioned something, and I still remember to this day watching the making of
Raiders.
Raiders, when they're doing the truck scene.
Yeah, and they ran that on PBS, the making of Raiders Lost Ark, and on public broadcasting here back in when it came out.
We had it here in the UK through. I don't know how I saw it, but it was on television. And the bit with the guy going, the stunt with the guy going under the truck and then holding on to the end of the truck, and how they did it and how dangerous a stunt that was. But that stunt, it worked because it felt so real. And of course it pays off even further, because when the German gets thrown out, he ends up under the wheels. Because it's not an easy thing.
How about when Marion's truck blows up? When Andy thinks, so they in making of, they show that too, and they had a beam, like a wood beam that popped out that made the truck go sideways, and you can still see that. I don't know unless they digitally took it out, but you could still see that beam in the truck. It's one of the mistakes in it that I remember from back in the day. I love that making of Raiders Lost Ark, that OG one. It's so good.
I think there was a quote from Harrison Ford's stunt double that he would have been the greatest stunt double of all time if not for Harrison Ford being the greatest actor of all time. And he was referring to how Harrison would always do the stunts, almost always anyway, in the Indiana Jones. I know that's at least the case for The Last Crusade, that whole tank fight. Like that's majority Harrison Ford doing all of it. Because he wasn't a million years old and he could do it.
He was 40.
40, yeah.
48 a million, boys.
You know, I remember when I heard that when I was a kid, I'm like, he's 40?
I mean, all of the films canonically happen in the space of 4 years. Raiders is 36, Temple of Doom is 35, and Last Crusade's 30. Actually, it's 38. So it all takes place in 3 years, the whole canonical trilogy. And of course, that whole trilogy started in 81, ended in 89. That is a 1980s trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I don't, apart from, you could argue Lord of the Rings, but I would argue that Lord of the Rings is just one exceedingly long film. Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think, is the greatest trilogy. The Indiana Jones trilogy is the greatest trilogy. Because, Star Wars, 3 different films
is 1B. You could say 1B, but yeah, Lord of the Rings has 3 bangers. And
Fear of FEMA, no, I said 35 to 38 is 3.
Yeah,
you need to listen. You need to listen.
Who? What?
What?
But when I said initially, I said it takes place over 4 years, but then realized it wasn't 39, it was 38 that Temple of Doom. So I went, 35, 38, so that's 3. And then this knobhead in the chat's just like, as things 35 to 38 's 2 years. I didn't even say the word fucking 2.
They might be fucking with you.
Chat, come on, chat. Nah, it's one of those. It's one of those people. It's one of those people. There isn't a 4th film. Why are you saying there's a 4th? There isn't a 4th film.
There's no 4th film.
No 4th film.
The only thing
we ain't doing the revisionist shit either. Okay, I'm not doing the. It's actually good if you think about it. Crystal Skull.
No, it's not. The only acceptable thing is you can insert a stinger at the end of Last Crusade saying 30 years later or 20 years later, however long it is. You can check me, chat. I don't really care if I'm wrong or not. And put in the wedding. Just a scene of them walking out of the wedding, not even the entire wedding, of them just walking out. That's it. That's fine. That part you can put in. I'm okay.
And him grabbing the hat. It's his hat.
Mm-hmm. That is acceptable. Every second before that was not good. Just because it's the second worst doesn't mean it's not a worst. Okay, it's shit.
No, the Crystal Skull's not good. It doesn't marry together with the original trilogy. Should never have been made. Don't go just because something is even worse than something that's bad. Don't go to bat for the something that's worse and make it something it isn't.
Rings of Power comes out. I've never changed my stance on The Hobbit. It's bloated. I hate the freaking love triangle, but I still enjoy it. That's still something I watch and enjoy. I'm not going to ever make an argument that it's good. I'm not going to sit there and try to tell you that it's good. No, I like it, but it's got tons of flaws and it's not good.
Agreed.
There you go.
I do think there are moments in a Crystal Skull that are fine. I do like the cafe scene. I think the cafe scene is fine. But we are talking fleeting moments.
Fleeting moments do not a good film make.
No. Because you watch something like Raiders, you watch something like Temple of Doom or Last Crusade. That is consistently good from start to finish. Now, you can have your issues with Temple. I know some people have their issues with Temple. I understand that. But even if you remove Temple from that argument and just leave Raiders and The Last Crusade.
Most modern reviewers don't like Temple because they think it's anti-PC and racist.
Yeah.
Fucking pussies.
Yeah.
So screw them. Temple's great.
Dude, I get bored of the argument. If even if people say it's bad because it's too dark, I get bored of that too. I'm like, come on, say something else.
It is not. Yeah, it is not.
The three of them have dark moments.
Yeah, they all do. Raid. I mean, God, a guy gets fucking melted to pieces by a propeller. You know, people get melted by angels of death or
Raiders
whatever.
Is actually darker than Temple. It is.
Yes.
Well, because people be like, well, there's child slavery. It's like, okay.
There's child slavery right now, today, folks.
Right now, today, probably not far from the location when that takes place. Okay.
Yes.
Be real. Yeah.
Where's your outrage there?
But he frees the place. He frees the kids. That's the whole thing. He frees the kids.
Yes.
And none of the kids died, but all the
another reason why I fucking hate the revisionist shit from Shaw. You did it for the thrill. She has no excuse.
She made no sense. She made no sense.
All of her dad's books about all the shit that Indy did. And
I didn't memorize the boring stuff. I mean, it's such a freaking modern.
Yeah.
Did somebody just say Temple is fun because it's racist?
Ryan, what are you doing in the chat?
No. Temple is enjoyable because it departs from the first film's established tropes. Yeah, they did something different. That was the whole point of it. Is there were and it was still very Saturday morning serial, very much so Saturday morning cereal, and not the kind you eat, and not Ryan and Jeremy. I don't know how they eat cereal without milk. I don't know Ryan eats a bowl of dry cereal and has a glass of milk with cereal on the side. That's just not American and normal. But
are they from Earth, or do we know? Is there anything?
No, Jeremy's from Alabama.
Oh, right.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I don't even eat cereal anymore because
Ryan's just angry.
Full of shit.
He's probably angry at his glass of milk. He's probably angry at the milk. He's probably angry that he got his own order wrong. I don't fucking know. You know what I do?
Angry that he's got to eat to live.
When I go out to eat, I am extra nice to the people working there. You want, for one, there's a work shortage here in America, and I'm grateful when I see a young person trying to better themselves at some place at their first job. I'm not going to look down on it because I did that job. And it sucked. So I don't need to deal with some fucking asshole walking up to me. So I'm extra. And if they make a mistake, I'm like, hey, it's no big deal. And you know what? When I do that, you know what they do? They fix the mistake twice as fast and they fix it right. Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, it never benefits you to shit on retail workers because then they'll want to get revenge on you.
Especially not now. Okay, we stores are having trouble filling jobs and stuff. So, yeah, be nice. Maybe it's the first job, crazy. You know.
I actually had the discussion on this on Afternoon Tea with Az about, you know, I've done these jobs. I know how fucking hard they are. So you have a real appreciation for people that, you know, work in food or work in retail or work in stacking shelves or warehouse work. I know it's hard shit. It's hard shit, and it doesn't pay great. You know, you work your finger to the bone for not a lot, and the last thing you need is some freaking arsehole. This about Ryan. This isn't about you, by the way. We're not. You know, last thing you need is some fucking arsehole.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Want me on one fucking hot sauce, motherfuckers.
It happens, you know. This is, by the way, this shirt. This is the Zuby. This is some Zuby merch.
Theory, hell yeah.
Got myself a couple of black t-shirts and a couple of white t-shirts as well. Good stuff.
Hey, neither of you watched The Witcher, did you?
No.
Oh. Wow. I'm not hearing particularly good things. I'm seeing the clips that they're putting up on Twitter,
dude, that they're proud of. So I mean, I'm being real here, not being hyperbolic at all. It's giving Blood Origin a run for its money. It really is.
Are you sure?
I am sure because what Lauren did, I'll try to do this as quick as possible because nobody really cares. She did adapt a book as best as she could, but it's the book with like the least girl in it. So
of course it is.
Lean into this one. And it's kind of the most political. It's kind of the most boring book. The books get weird as they go on. Okay, they just do. I prefer the short stories, but they really and then they pad it. So they tried to give Geralt stuff to do, which is a lot. He cries about his mom. And he
literally cries.
And then he has to save another fake version of Ciri.
He can't cry. He's unable to cry.
Tears come out of his eyes. And it is the Yennefer show. It starts out with her voiceover.
I told you that for season 1.
The fucking Yennefer show, man. It's here. So Lauren Hisrich hates the character of the Witcher, likes everything else. And there are people out there like Preston Jacobs is like a big Song of Ice and Fire fan, but he hates all the main characters. You know, there's people out there who like that. Yeah, they're just contrarians. But like she hates the Witcher. She hates the fucking Witcher. And she's running a Witcher show into the ground. It's dead. So it's 5. They split it up, guys. They split it up, and I think is it going to be 5 episodes or 8?
Yeah, this is in 2 parts. This is is it? Yeah, 5 and 3 or 5 and 4.
God, I hope it's 3.
Maybe even 3.
So they end on episode 5, right? So they're building up to this big mystery that does happen kind of in the book.
Is the mystery that it's shit?
No, it's not. Geralt fights 2.5 monsters the entire season. Ciri gets to kill the third monster. The third monster's on a boat, so it jumps out of like they're in like a lake or a sea, and it jumps onto the boat, and there's 2 black people there, and it shoves aside the black people to attack the white people, which I thought was the funniest is the nicest monster, most progressive monster.
Did it have a BLM tattoo on it? Monster? Did it come out like that? Come out the
It
water
hit
like
him hard.
that?
It pulled one like almost into the water, and then it threw him to the side of the boat. It's like, why didn't you just eat him? And then there's the girl, which you know they're not going to kill. He just shoves her to the side and then starts attacking. It's just, they did not do
Racist
that.
monster.
So, but that's the only time he fights monsters. And in the final episode, like leading up, there's no fighting. It's a bunch of political intrigue and dancing at a ball. And Mahler, you would particularly love how their trick of writing here. They pulled a mystery box, unreliable narrator. They shot the same scene and reshowed it throughout the entire episode with slightly different dialogue, but they would repeat dialogue from 5 minutes ago in its entirety.
Sounds like they did a glass onion.
Yes, they very much did a glass onion, and it's fucking terrible. And it ends with a ball. And by the way, I said this yesterday on the review. You know, the whole when people are being shipped. Before they were shipped, it was called will they or won't they. Well, now we have will gay or won't gay.
Let's redeem. Hold on, can I just redeem Ryan a bit because it feels like we shut on him?
No,
I just watched Ryan's.
Ryan. I'm in the middle of my Witcher thing. I don't give a shit about fucking Ryan right now. I
watched Ryan's Witcher video that he just put out.
Talk about Ryan.
And from what I could gather, they have currently got a marketing campaign that is he's still in season 3.
Yes. Well, they tweeted it out. They tweeted
and it's like
out
on billboards around the world.
But he's inconsequential because what's way more important is a Redanian prince that they aged up so he could be in a gay romance with Yasker.
The biggest womanizer.
And Yasker like hems and haws about like how amazing he is for like 2 episodes for very long scenes. And then there's the long gay scene that I just fast forwarded through because I don't care. It meant nothing to the story. So there's no more boobs, by the way. They just removed the boobs, which was like probably the best part of season 1. Let's be real. It's bad. It's really bad. You're not missing a thing. And I don't think anybody's watching it.
I think all the people who are watching it are the same people who are watching Secret Invasion.
Nobody.
It might be the exact same people.
Secret Invasion had less than 1 million viewers on its first episode, which means the second one is going to lose maybe 40% of its audience.
It's already over.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's done.
The show is awful.
Apparently, the end bit in episode 1 was shot at the Peace Hall in Halifax. I used to live in Halifax once upon a time. And I used to go to the Peace Hall. So I'm gonna have to go back in and watch that little bit to see if it actually is the Peace Hall.
What M bit?
Oh, in the first episode when they're in that like quadrangle, where they do the bombing, and he's walking.
Wait, they weren't
when Hill dies.
They weren't in Russia or wherever they were meant to be.
Oh,
Apparently, it was the Peace Hall in Halifax. So I have to find out whether or not that's true or not. Somebody said I saw the filming. I didn't even know. I had no idea. I used to live in Halifax as well. Used to work in Halifax.
Great. Where else have you lived, Daz?
Yeah.
Places. Round Yorkshire.
Neat.
Yeah.
You know what country
You
that's in?
can't, you can't give too much information away.
You know what country that's in?
Yorkshire. The best country in the world. I'm only joking. We're fucked.
A losing country. God bless
Sorry.
America.
Sorry, you mean the country which had a global empire? Gotcha.
Yep, that we beat.
No, we just had enough. We had enough.
You kind of ran away from. You didn't really beat.
Yeah.
That's being beat, bitches. You ran.
Just like fucking great. They're gonna fuck themselves up. We don't need this shit. Let's go.
Yeah, we had our own stuff to do.
Fuck that shit. I'm out. Yorktown deuces. That's what we would do.
Yeah, it's not like you tried to come back later and get it back because you did.
That didn't work out too well.
Didn't work out for anybody. Didn't work out for Canada.
No. That's just it. Canada's full of fucking Irish, Dutch, French fucking invaders.
Dude, I'm so old. I went to parts of Canada that were still under like your Commonwealth thing, whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like British soldiers. I went to British Columbia.
British Columbia.
There were like British soldiers there and stuff. But I was
Can
like,
we stop saying colonized as well? Can we just call it what it is? Invaded and fucking overtook you.
Oh.
Invaded and won.
And then lost.
You just say colonization's cope. You got invaded, you lost. Fucking hashtag deal with it.
We gave you some power and some roads and peaced out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give you the internet.
And now you've got states that didn't have slavery who are paying out reparations for some reason to people. Okay. Hey, before we go any further, I need to show this, Giggity. Not in a Gavin McGinnis type of way.
Yeah.
But I know that you're all busting to see that Gary, and I want you to tell the audience, Gary, what this equates to in viewing figures.
Okay.
The last episode of Gotham Knights drew a 0.03 demo.
So the demo is the percentage of the entire demographic, not just the percentage of who watched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about the entire demographic in the United States. I'm going off the top of my head. Wish I had X-Ray Girl here. Is 183 million people. So whatever 0.3% of that is. Here, I can probably find out. I'll see.
How did that many people watch it?
No,
Like
because even a CW, it doesn't actually go out to all.
No, I mean, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but 0.03 people is still too many.
That's 0.
No, that's...
So correct me if I'm wrong, Chad.
Joke.
It's a joke, Chad.
Sorry.
It's like 54,000 people.
Gotham Knights isn't a joke, Mauler. It's about how many?
54,000 people.
Yeah. I was gonna guesstimate around 50,000 people. Yeah, so 54. Yeah. It's about 54,000 people.
I got that in a video in an hour.
Were in the advertising demo.
Richard gets that in his first 15 minutes.
You do now.
All right.
Yeah. It's this is pathetic.
This Bruce reviews get more views than the people who watch the show. Anyway,
it's gone now.
It got cancelled.
It's you know, like the CW went out, it died as it lived. Never making a profit.
Yeah,
and nobody watching.
I like the cope though. They were like, it's not getting a season 2. Bitch, it didn't even get a full season 1. It got 13 episodes, which is a half season. And then they if it starts doing well in its first couple of episodes, then they give they then say, yeah, okay, you got a full season order, which then goes to 20 episodes now. So they go off and they film the other 7. That's why you get all these fucking breaks in between CW films, CW shows, because if it gets a full season order, if it gets a half season to start with, then they've got to fucking get out there. And so often you'll see the first episode, then the second episode, half the cast will look different because the first episode, the pilot, was filmed 6 months before anything else. And then halfway through the season, it'll change again because that was filmed 8 months ago. Hey.
No, the CW is a great example of like the line that was crossed into woke Hollywood. Like Hollywood's always been woke. They've always been left. They've always been left, and there's certain shows that have certainly been woke, but I wouldn't say the entirety of the thing was woke because there was still a time where they wanted to sell to as many people as possible. But I would say like where they went off the cliff, we'll just call it the cliff, was about 2 years, about a year after, Arrow came out. Because look at Arrow. Look at the first season of Arrow.
Good.
That thing got ratings. People were watching it. It was good. People liked it. It was going in a very interesting direction first couple seasons. Then, 2016 comes along, and everything changes.
Do you want to see Misha Collins's Two-Face?
I have seen it.
Oh,
but you can show the chat. I'm sure they would
Okay.
love to see.
this is Misha Collins's Two-Face.
Fucking, what's with the image? It's like,
I know it's bizarre, isn't it? It's like they've stuck 68 Instagram filters on it. Is there there's a better one. There you go. There's his Two-Face.
well, we'll be seeing that again.
Nope. People are going to look back at this and just go,
Why?
what was in the water? What was going on?
I know. I'm gonna say hormones
Maybe.
and puberty block. Anyway,
That might be in the water already. That's why I don't
I
drink
know.
tap water.
I had a
Yeah.
guy come around from the water board a couple of days ago taking test samples of my water because I was getting texts all day saying from Yorkshire Water saying, you might notice some discoloration in the water. We're working hard to fix this. It looked like the filtration units had fucked.
Trying to turn the frogs gay.
And the frogs are already gay. Did you see Kristinova's tweet?
No,
I've-
about the gay frogs.
Yeah. The frogs are already gay. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. It's official. Alex Jones was right. Maybe not about Sandy Hook, but maybe about. Eesh. But about the frogs, yes. So there you go. We've already got the gay frogs. Happy Pride, I guess. You want a gay frog, Mauler?
It's over.
Don't you get your gay frog?
Well, you can't do. We had the gay month. You have to be straight now. So, that's just the rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next year then.
Yeah.
Next year. Oh, hey guys!
Yeah.
Just between us girls,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I have submitted our requests for plushies for the real BBC plushies
All right.
Sweet.
with examples. And when we say submit, we're doing it. But when I say submit, I mean I've sent the man the imagery that we want so that they can start getting into production for
Do we want to tell anybody about what imagery we're going for? Or are we keeping that a secret?
well, we could, I mean, why don't we gauge the audience? Should we gauge
Let's gauge them.
Let's gauge them. Should we gay them?
Let's gay them.
Let's get the
Gonna
audience.
have
few
to wait
days
till
too
June
late,
next
but
year.
hey.
Yeah, gonna have to. Right. So let's start off with Gary then. Gary, we are working on a Gary of Rivia plushie, something akin to that obviously doesn't breach copyright rules.
Well,
Uh,
you just call it Elric.
could call it just call it. We're just gonna call it Gary of Gary of something funny. But it's gonna be a Witcher-esque, but Gary. So beard, longer beard, glasses. With Gary with twin swords, maybe just one sword. We'll have to see. He has one sword in the book, doesn't he? One sword in the books.
Mhm.
So we'll sort something out. So should we do like 5-minute polls or just little polls to kind of gauge whether or not people like
You wanna-
the
you wanna
idea?
gauge-
What would the question be?
I'm sorry, gauge pulse.
Do you? Oh yeah, okay. All right, no, forget it. We'll
What-
just let
what?
we'll just let the chat. After we've gone through them all, just say how do you like those ideas? Like them or dislike them? See what they say.
That's very scientific.
Yes, Mauler. We are going full Cthulhu with Mauler. We're looking to produce a Cthulhu god with lots of tentacles, and then the Mauler mask just as the headpiece, but the body piece and tentacles to make a proper Cthulhu god Mauler.
You won't be wearing the suit this time around.
No suits, no clothes, just a mask and tentacles. and maybe spots on, to kind of give that monstery vibe. So we wanted, we wanted something different with Morley. We wanted something that embraced your true self. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And X-Ray Girl and I mean, I could say these two together because X-Ray Girl and I are gonna be Peeping Tom and X-Ray Girl. So we are both
awesome.
We're gonna be in full costume. X-Ray Girl as X-Ray Girl, and Peeping Tom is Peeping Tom plushie. You wanted a Peeping Tom plushie? You're gonna get a Peeping Tom plushie. So those are the ideas that we're running with. I'm debating. Well, we're debating. I'm throwing ideas out there about whether or not to make the X-Ray Girl Peeping Tom a 2-pack, and whether or not that is possible. Because to get this kind of because that way we can do like a 3 plushie. Because I think the best way to do this would probably do everything at once, but maybe break the plushies into 2 lots of 2, make it manageable for people, and then just run subsequent month campaigns. So it's all done at the same time, but one campaign runs 1 month, and then the other campaign runs month after. So there you go. That's what's going to happen, folks. So there's probably a chance that X-Ray Girl's first plushie will be done before a Friday Night Times.
Might be.
It's all gravy, baby. Should we have a look at some figures from Indiana Jake?
Figures,
the weekend figures, which actually went down by about $40,000.
Really?
Yeah.
I know they were pushing hard to get 60, and our friend Eric Weber.
Well, it ended up doing 60,368,000 confirmed, but the international went down a bit. The international went down by 410,000.
Was on Twitter. He's a movie critic in LA. Was talking about like how Disney's gonna do what they're gonna find whatever change they can in the couch to make it look like 60, because it was really looking like 55.
55, yeah.
Yeah. So, would you put it beyond a giant corporation trying to save face to maybe buy some tickets as promotions, pass them out for free, and count those as sold tickets?
What, like like they did with Captain Marvel,
which they can do, and they did with Black Panther too. Let's be real. Yes.
Dude, let them fortify it all they want. They're wasting their own money.
Wasting their own
money.
Yeah,
it's only going to hurt them later on, because there's going to be a movie that comes along that they don't put the effort in, i.e. fucking, Ant-Man, for example. Or maybe they did put the effort in with that better. That's still the result it got,
Yeah, it's absolutely. Lying only slowly kills you. That's all it does. So this battle of information, unless I think what Disney was hoping for when they were fortifying all with the Access Media and everything was, we're going to fake it till we'll make it. We're eventually, this is going to hit because this is popular stuff. So we'll eventually turn a profit and it'll be fine. And all those haters will just look like haters and fools. And well, they can't do that anymore. I think, again, Indy is the bridge too far. I thought Kenobi was the bridge too far. I thought Last Jedi was the bridge too far. I thought a lot of things were the bridge too far, but we've had a couple of big ones, Rings of Power, and now Indy, where most
Last Jedi was the thing that got a lot of people on the bridge.
On the bridge, right?
Yes,
right. You're right. But like Rings of Power and Indy are clearly majority of fans fucking hate it. There's no question about it. Like none. Last Jedi, you could 30% hated it, 40% hated it, 50% hated it. Sure. I think it was half, but that's me. And I think more people hate it now, obviously. I think now that time's passed, more people go, no, it sucks. But this certainly was the Last Jedi of Indiana Jones, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Let's see some figures. Let's look at those figures.
Yeah, we got obviously that appalling, considering it was at 4,500 theaters, that appalling 7.2 Thursday, which rolls into the 23.6 million for the Friday. And as Lady Gracemaster tweeted out, you know, the weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday did 53 million. You know, because the Thursday added that 7. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday only did 53 million.
True. That's true.
So yeah, the Thursday rolls into that Friday figure. That's why you're like, hey. So yeah, 23, 18.5, and 18.1. It should do not as bad as it would do if this was a regular Monday yesterday, because it was 4th of July weekend. So it should do a little bit better on the holiday Monday than it would normally do. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and particularly Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, which are the notoriously bad days of the week, because Tuesday tends to do better than the Monday, believe it or not, at the cinema.
Well, are after on Wednesday, are they gonna, if they crack 100? I don't even know if they are, but if they are, they're gonna go over the 5-6 day weekend. Indiana Jones box office.
No, there's no way this is doing 40 million in 2 days.
I don't think so.
No way. I mean, I would speculate that the Monday being a holiday Monday might pull in about, I'm gonna say 8, maybe 9, being exceedingly generous.
We should know. I mean, we should already know what it did Monday.
It's not update. No, it won't update for about another 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours.
Really?
Mm.
Well, yeah, it's holiday.
Because A, it's a holiday, and B, the weekend updates around about 4:30 UK time, because the weekend is a prediction. Then on the Monday,
it's 82 million 5 day.
That's what they're thinking.
That's what the dial of dysentery, 82 plus million 5 day, not far from 4th of July disaster of Superman Returns box office. So I'm sorry, 5 day. Here, I'll shoot you the article right now. Beep doop, going into the private chat, going to sing while I am linking.
I like this song.
You like that song?
Yeah.
I'll record it. There you go.
I got it. Let's bring it over here.
This is from Deadline, which is also
Deadline is one of the only places that I actually don't mind too much.
Yeah, they mostly stay away.
Yeah,
from
mostly
stay away from editorializing. I was watching. Oh God, the initial article from Hollywood Reporter that was talking about this. For that, I posted the headline. I don't link these fucking trash sites on Twitter.
No,
that was called it the box office of doom. Indiana Jones and the box office doom. You go down in that article, there is a place where they kind of insinuate that it's the lack of diversity is why people. And you knew they would do that. Oh my God, you knew they would do that.
That's why the film isn't successful.
But let's read this first.
I brought something for this special occasion.
Don't do it.
Not yet, as you have so much to give.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the
don't make me send Phoebe Waller-Bridge to punch you out because you got so much more
and drag me back. Indiana Jake and the Dialysis of Destiny, 82 million plus 5 day.
Oof.
Not far from July 4th disaster Superman Returns box office. I reckon if you account for inflation, that would probably be a lot more.
Superman Returns beats the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Superman Returns.
That's 2006, is it?
Yeah. Tickets were $6.
Yeah.
They were half as much as they are now.
My ticket was 15 pounds.
And I am no fan of creepy stalker mute Superman Returns, because you notice he has like 5 lines in that entire fucking movie. It's got the plane scene where he saves the plane. Great scene.
Brilliant.
Fucking great scene.
Brilliant.
Great scene. But yeah, everything else is really boring and weird because nobody talks. Cal Penn, is that his name? The guy,
Yep.
He doesn't say a fucking word. Or wait, he goes, hold on. I think that's his only fucking line. And if you go back to Bryan Singer movies, that's a thing. Mute bad guys. Go
Didn't
back and watch. Mute bad guys is a thing in Bryan Singer movies.
Didn't Cal Penn then move into the Obama administration?
He worked for the Obama. Well, did you know that an extraordinary amount of people who were associated with the Obama administration work in Hollywood, big tech, and media in executive roles? Isn't that strange? There's a big long laundry list, and associated with Hillary Clinton too, of former speechwriters, staff members who are on the boards of some very big companies and call the shots for a lot of big tech companies and in Hollywood.
Well,
weird.
I don't think either of you would disagree if I said that a lot of it is just performative theater after all.
Oh, they go together.
Yes,
hand in hand.
Politics and performative theater
for sure.
Yeah,
that's why they probably went over there. But I also want to point out that after the Obama administration, that's when things changed in Hollywood for far worse.
I just gave Deadline a bit of a compliment, and then I've just read the first paragraph and just rolled my eyes to the back of my head.
I saw that.
On the bright side, for Independence Day bomb, Indiana Jake and the Dialysis of Destiny, its first 5 days at the box office of 82 million aren't as bad as Paramount Sundance's Terminator Genesis.
Genesis.
What that is not even remotely any praise.
Hey, it's not as bad as the other piece of shit.
Yeah.
We'll say,
but it is. But it is. What's the total for Genesis?
Let me go.
89.
So Genesis was 2015, right?
2015.
Yes, inflation.
So it's like right. It doesn't get counted, I think, but it should as part of this sort of era. It's like one of the earlier ones. That fucking film was terrible.
If you're going to compare it to another terrible film, it has to be within 3 or 4 year range.
Most people compare it to Dark Fate because they're both awful.
I never watched that. I wasn't going anywhere near.
I was reading an article where Ant-Man was trying. They were trying to compare it to fucking Iron Man 2. And I'm like, why don't you compare it to Bridge Over the River Kwai? I mean, like,
can I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely. Oh, never mind.
Why don't you compare it to Herbie the Love Bug? I mean, like,
I like that film.
I love it. Love Herbie the Love Bug.
I used to love Herbie, man.
You know, Disney occasionally, that's a Disney movie, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about Crater? Either of you? I heard about this yesterday. Crater is a film
that
Disney Plus.
That's what Indiana Jones did.
I was waiting for one of you to use it. It's right there. Crater. Do whatever you want. Anyway, the girl who I forget her name. She was in Hill House, and she was the young version of Captain Marvel in Captain Marvel in the flashbacks. I think she's like in it with a couple of other people. It's a story about a family or a colony on the moon, and they I don't know. It's a family film, right? They go fucking looking at a crater and blah blah blah. Nobody cared about it. It made like no money at all. It came out, and Disney have just squirreled it away. It's off Disney Plus now, like Willow. Right. And I saw this thing talking about how this is the future for bad movies. They just try and erase them from history. Like that didn't happen.
They become tax write-offs.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking crazy, though, that like they were talking about how cult classics are just going to get killed as a potential. You can't have that anymore.
They're done. It's Creature Features is a show I was on. And it's the Bay Area. It's kind of like Svengoolie, kind of like stuff, they show like movies that are part they don't have rights to them anymore. There's a bunch of movies. There's movies we could like show right now on the show, and one of them apparently is Dreamscape. I fucking love Dreamscape.
I like that film.
They got the right to show it, and I know like I talked to them. I know their budget isn't big at all, and they just try to get free movies, and I guess they worked that one out.
There's some good boobs in Dreamscape.
I love Dreamscape. I freaking love that movie. But that being said, you're right, Mal. We're not going to get stuff like that anymore. It's just going to be erased.
Sad.
They did not erase Batgirl.
So you say
it has not been stricken off the drives.
Good. If we get that someday, I'm going to be very happy. Even if it's the worst thing ever, I'll just be very happy to know that we could at least see what it was. So, some hero out there's got to leak it someday, right?
I want to see the Schumacher cut.
I want to see that too.
Kevin Smith, you want to do some good in the world? Make sure that gets made. Fuck him. But
speaking of that concept though, Gary, because I think that it would count. We actually got recommended through a super chat to see Dead Space, and we were like, "Oh, Dead Space, that's a game." And then they made some like animated movies. It's like, no. 1991 horror film Dead Space.
Oh,
It's like, okay. And it's already been edited, and it might come out this Saturday. And EFAP movies we haven't fucking done in like a year, but hey, they're cooking, so don't you worry out there, people. In any case, it's Bryan Cranston is in it, and it is possibly one of the cheapest fucking B movies you'll ever see. But my god, is it funny? Like, they've got this really awful puppet. It follows like 1-to-1 loads of the events of Alien. You can tell that's all they're trying to do. And yeah, you don't need any copyright protection. You could just watch it because nobody on YouTube gives a shit, I guess.
There you go.
More of those that you find, the better, I guess.
Life Force. I got my 4K Life Force from.
I need to get that.
Shout Factory. Shout Factory is fucking awesome, by the way.
I definitely. I like it. It's a fun film. Life Force is. And what's she called? Melinda May, is it? Melinda May? Melinda May.
Naked woman running around.
Melinda May has some of the greatest knockers I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
it's
holy
space
shit.
vampires, and it's legit a good movie too. Like, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston does have terminal TDS, by the way.
Yes, yeah, dude, he's a fucking moron.
He's an idiot, an absolute idiot.
He is. You see Bryan Cranston act, you see Patrick Stewart act, and then you see them in real life, and you're like, oh, dumb people can act smart because they are.
Well, that's what makes them good actors.
They're empty shells, and these empty shells get filled, metaphorically, with the words of other people, and they can perform. They can copy them perfectly. And now though, it's like Patrick Stewart doesn't understand half of what he's saying.
No, he's got no clue that kind of what's going on, really, has he? No. And that was his first on-screen kiss, and it's a dude because he's possessed. Right? Okay. So the premise of Life Force is space vampires. And they suck the life force out of you, which turns you into a zombie. You appear to be dead, but then you reanimate, and the reanimated zombie has to suck the life force out of something else to regain their life force, but it's only temporary, so it will dissipate, and they'll have to suck more life force. So she's like one of the queen space vampire, and she's able to possess people. So she actually possesses Patrick Stewart at some point. And she's talking to like the main protagonist guy in a helicopter, because he's actually a space vampire as well, but he doesn't know it. She's trying to like woo him back. We're meant to be together. You're my king. I'm your queen. We were meant to be space vampires and all this. And she's doing it through Patrick Stewart's body, and they're like drawn together, and they start kissing. And then she turns to blood and explodes.
No.
Or at least Patrick Stewart does.
Yeah.
But she's got this dude, Matilda May.
Hell yeah.
Greatest tits in cinema, I think.
Hell yeah.
That sequel's launch just prior to July 4th, 2015, left a lot of methane in the air with its 42.4 million in its Wednesday to Sunday.
Wait, did we find out what the numbers were for Genesis, by the way?
I think Gary said, was it 89 million?
No, that's right. Okay. I'll find out.
Oh, there you go. There we go. 80. Oh no, the movie ended its domestic run at 89.7 million. So what's 42.4 million today?
Yeah,
it's terrible.
That's
it
terrible.
has so many of the hallmarks of exactly like the trailers. Like, we're going back to Terminator 1 and 2. Arnie's back, and look, he's young now. Linda Hamilton was the next time they tried that shit.
Well,
Kyle Reese is back.
John Connor, right? They had him.
Remember they fucking they made the T-1000 Asian for some reason.
Yes,
that was strange. A lot of it was very strange.
Emilia Clarke, action star, just ain't gonna work, folks.
No,
it's not gonna work.
Everyone knows she should be in romantic comedies.
Okay.
But she's not.
The reason they made her the mother of dragons, it's supposed to be a juxtaposition. You have this innocent looking little blonde girl who can control dragons, and it's supposed to be kind of the opposite of the hero archetype in fantasy, who is kind of Jon Snow. So we had that. That's what she was supposed to be. She's supposed to be this like little girl who can fly big dragon, which I mean, it's something that's completely overused now and it's a trope. But that's what
They keep casting it for those sorts of roles as well.
So you were casting her for that role, but believe me, you're right, Mahler. She is sitcom actress, and they don't take advantage. She's extremely charming and funny. She needs to be in rom-coms and sitcoms, and she'll do great.
Or she could be in some of these fucking things, but stop casting her as the super strong, scary woman who will torture you in a moment's notice. It's just like, no.
If you saw her, having seen the first episode of Nick Fury's Anus Secret Invasion,
she's no Jennifer Lawrence.
She is tiny. Like,
she is, yeah.
Tiny. And it really, really shows.
It shows in Secret, did you say Secret Invasion? Like in the first
Nick Fury's Anus Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Nick Fury is Black Secret Invasion.
Yes,
sure.
We will constantly reference Nick Fury's skin color invasion. Comparing, look, Deadline, stop it. This is cope.
Just stop.
This is cope. Just stop.
Comparing it to a movie that came out in the silent era, it did better.
Yeah, it did better than Buster Keaton.
Oh my God, it didn't do well. 82 million over the 5 days is abysmal. That is fucking abysmal.
Well, that's a prediction. We don't even know if that's gonna happen, though.
Well, their predictions are decent. I'll just say that I'll tell you what, when Disney made this, the lowest expectation was 140 million over 3 days. That's what they wanted. You don't make a $300 million.
No.
They wanted,
no, of course.
And believe me, that was the low end of what they expected for this movie. And there's so much, there is cope out there of like, they released too many movies close to each other. And, the worst cope of them all, YouTubers and critics killed this movie. No. I'd love to take credit, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've seen people say like Cannes critics were definitely wrong on this one. It's like, yeah, you think? Like, I can't
They didn't
imagine.
go hard enough. They didn't go fucking hard enough, in my opinion.
Dude, it's hilarious to think the Cannes critics having to watch this shit. I can imagine because they're the guys who like art films and stuff. Can you imagine having to watch this?
It was on Twitter, but I saw some that could be fucking bots blaming like Critical Drinker, and I love Drinker. I do. And his video is fucking fantastic. The movie failed because it sucks.
It's terrible.
No, it was Drinker that did it. He
Drinker did
the
it.
entire
It's
movie.
good, but Drinker ruined the movie. That's what they're trying to push.
Right. Makes all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got some before we carry on. I did a little comic, just a couple of comics purchased this week, and I've already bagged and boarded them off stream. But I went on a little bit of a Kelly Jones buying spree. So I got Batman Unseen, all 5 parts.
Kelly might be watching. What's up, Kelly?
I'd be watching.
Mrs. Jones.
Let's go full scrun for these. These covers are fantastic for Batman Unseen.
But I can see him.
Yeah.
But no, the Unseen is the Invisible Man.
Stop right there. That is
Yeah.
Put it up a little closer so we get a good shot of that Batman. That is Kelly Jones Batman.
Oh, that's just get my head out of the way. Perfect.
Well, your light's in the way now.
Yeah, no. Look at that. It's brilliant.
Fucking brilliant, man.
Brilliant.
I love Kelly.
Love Kelly. Gary, if you love that picture, Detective Comics 1074 that's coming out the end of July.
Kelly Jones cover.
The Kelly Jones variant cover looks fucking unreal. It looks so good,
dude. I'll buy his covers, but like, I'm buying them purely for Kelly's covers. Yeah, I buy them so I don't give DC any money. Sorry, Kelly. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I go on eBay. I go on eBay and just get
Best
this.
three Batman Joker story is really good.
I've just secondhand ordered that.
It's really good. It's really good.
All seven parts, isn't it?
Millar is doing Mark Millar is doing a Superman short story. I'm gonna get for DC.
Yes,
I'm getting that for sure.
I'm gonna have to get that. Yeah, well,
that looks fucking like he's born. Look at that. Oh, that I love that. Hive. I remember Hive. God, those were the good old days of Dark Horse. Oh,
and then to finish it all off, we did the Batman. We've done the Alien. Had to go with the classic. This is Kelly Jones. Dead Man.
Mm-hmm. His Dead Man is the shit.
Some Kelly Jones bobs in there as well, you know. Just saying. Just saying. Well, not Kelly Jones's bobs, but bobs done by Kelly.
No, they're Kelly Jones's tits.
The Kelly Jones's naked breasts, man breasts are in that. Gorgeous, all of them, absolutely gorgeous. You got to follow his Instagram. It's just him and Graham to me, just zinger after zinger after zinger, man. Jeez. Beautiful. So realistically, which is the scary thing, it's looking like Indiana Jake is going to lose a minimum of around about $350 million.
Yeah.
Minimum.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking brilliant.
And that's a good thing. It is. No, it ends this shit. Like that kind of a loss. And I said this a long time ago. I'm not the only one who said it, by the way. It's like we need a massive flop, not just a solo flop. We need an extraordinary flop. Unfortunately, the first one we got came from the richest company, one of the richest companies on earth, from Amazon. So they're motoring ahead with season 2, but that'll be it. That'll be it.
Dude, that's just more coppers in our pockets.
Yeah. No,
let's just
bring it on. I hope they kind of rush it and have it out at the end of this year. I would prefer that. That's my preference.
Do it now.
Do it. I got a damn vast to beat. But
come on, you don't need the gun, Bennett.
I knew this was Mahler. We all three of us talked about this. We're like, this is a big deal for pop culture. Like how this movie turns out. This is a big deal. This is the movie Disney had pegged as this needs to be our big hit this year. This needs to be our big hit, and it's a Heaven's Gate flop. It is a Heaven's Gate flop. It is that bad, which is famously one of the biggest flops
it came like pre-flopped, like with how much money this thing cost and what we knew it was going to be about. It's like that's bombing. Like,
but did you both see Drinker's video on Hollywood budgets and how are they meant to?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched that and it's just like, we've been saying, how are they meant to make money?
Well, we've been saying it for years. I mean, Drinker is great at putting it in a very bite-sized package that, because we're long-winded. But honestly, the budgets have been going up, which means profitability has gone down, which means the Marvel movies since Endgame haven't been making any money. Ryan talked about it yesterday with even Guardians of the Galaxy, a movie I liked, considered one of the hits of the summer, is eking out a profit. You don't spend $300 million. Okay, let's say $250 million to make $200 million. That's not how this goes. You're supposed to double, triple, quadruple before you're like, especially at the corporate range. I mean, this isn't a small business, which can do that. This is a giant corporation that has stockholders that they are beholden to, dividends, although I think Disney cut their dividends off for a little while. Yeah, they can't spend that much money to make that little profit. All these movies were supposed to make $1 billion. $1 billion. There has been one superhero movie to crack $1 billion since Endgame. One.
Aquaman?
Aquaman was before Endgame, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh,
or maybe it's 2. But Aquaman, come on.
Aquaman was 2017, wasn't it?
Was it? 18. I don't know. I never saw it.
What was after?
Was it 18? Well, either way,
I had no fucking interest at all.
It might have come after Endgame. Might have. So maybe 2.
Well, I was
So
gonna say,
no way home. No way home.
imagine Rise of Skywalker came out today instead of 2019. I feel like that would never scrape by like.
It would
I
flop.
think it would be a bomb. Yeah, I think
it would be a bomb as well. I was saying this to Freen the other day. Imagine Ant-Man came out today. It'd probably make even less, right? Like everything's just been declining like crazy.
Well,
they're all cuts. They're all cuts. This is death by 1,000 cuts now.
It is. And then like Disney deciding to, I mean, they are stuck. They have to release all of this shit that they've got coming up. Echo, Agatha Harkness, Ironheart, at least all the shit that they've shot, which we know is Agatha Harkness and Echo. They have to release that. They had to release Secret Invasion. They knew it was shit. That's why they kept delaying it. Loki season 2, shit. That's why they're delaying it. And yeah, I said this in my video about superhero fatigue. Hollywood has it. They're not trying. They don't care. They're not trying. And the more bad product they put out, it damages the overall superhero brand. And then people will just not trust it anymore and stop going. That doesn't mean people don't have desire for good films. It's such a weird argument. It's like anything good will be a good musical will make money. If people like it, it's a good story, you know, it'll do well. It'll do well. A good Western will do well, but those aren't the things that drive the box office anymore. Superheroes are done driving the box office. It's over, Johnny.
But if there's a musical today, though, surprise, surprise, it's a remake of an already existing musical, which is a million times better.
Exactly. But
except Joker 2, which is a comic book movie again.
That's and a musical.
And a musical.
Saying, yeah.
We'll find out.
Apparently, The Marvels has a musical number in it.
Why?
But the overall, it got because supposedly Brie Larson's husband comes from a planet where everybody sings. I don't know if they keep it in there. We'll find out. But what is happening is Hollywood fatigue, because yes, you will still get good. The sign of fatigue, and we talked about it last week, are when genuinely good things are continually flying under the radar and just not being watched or cared about. That's when you really know fatigue sets in. And there's still good stuff in Hollywood, but it's being so drowned out by the bad stuff. Nobody cares. And people would rather play a game. I mean, the only thing I could think about when I was watching The Witcher was, I wish I could just play The Witcher 3 right now. That'd be way more entertaining than this.
The gaming industry is always ready to take the lunch of the movie industry.
I don't know. I think the gaming industry is going the way of the movie industry right now.
The budgets are going up too high, and
that's true.
And the stories are becoming more diverse and inclusive. Because they're all to adhere to the EGS model, and Capcom have, and CD Projekt Red have, which means they're going to be introducing it and injecting more social justice and what they call social themes, which aren't social themes at all. They're social justice. So we're going to see more and more of that. Look at the disaster that was Forspoken. Wasn't a disaster because it had a black female lead. It was a disaster because the game was shit.
Oh, I forgot about that game.
The narrative was shit. The acting was shit. And by the way, the main character for Forspoken is going to be playing Sheva in the Resident Evil 5 remake.
And you know they're all
that's not indicative of anything. That's just that actress. Like,
and you know,
she didn't write it Forspoken.
No, she didn't write it. No,
you know,
but she
they're
did
all
act.
on the same page when some game company doesn't go, fuck, let's put a bunch of big titty women and a big muscly dude with a fucking sword and just go old school, and it destroys. It would kill. You would do that with a movie, like just do an old sword and sandals, freaking fantasy movie right now with a bunch of like buxom women, the big muscly dude fucking slaying demons. It would do great.
I'd watch that. I'd watch the shit out of it.
Yeah. That would be different. But they have no desire to do that. They're actually just all making the same shit. And they're like, how come we're not beating each other? Because you're all doing the same thing. You have the same puppet master called ESG, called DEI or DIE. And it's keeping you from succeeding.
Yeah. Oh, man. Shit. I had a point. I had something, and then somebody sent me fuck you, Britain. 4th of
At least
July
Gollum
tweet.
was
And now I've
good.
totally forgot.
Well, that's why I
Oh,
tried.
well, Gollum, of course. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Gollum, of course, the studio that made Gollum has now shut down.
Yeah.
Good.
They're no longer going to be developing
See,
games more.
You're
And
welcome.
Hey,
You're
as
welcome.
Gary, where's the hyper successful Gollum developer as a result of me as Jay Longbow and everyone else streaming the game? I don't understand. I
Yes.
thought hate watching never works. I'm confused. I thought that why isn't the development
only
team
helped it.
skyrocketed? We only helped it, I'm sure. All that publicity about how horrendously pathetic that game was, I'm sure it helped them, but they couldn't quite make it.
No, it was you. It was you, Muller.
Well,
It
I
was your
need to know
playthrough.
which one it
It
is.
was my
It-
playthrough
we
specifically.
go and see this stuff and we help it, or we're the ones who hurt this. Which one is it?
Exactly. I find it's just if they had been given through some stupid tax/social program the ability to make Gollum 2, people would be saying, "You see, as it's thanks to your stream. You see, Mola, if you didn't stream the game, they wouldn't get a sequel." It's like fuck off. No way. I don't
By the
believe
way,
it for a second.
members in the chat, I uploaded some new emojis the other day. One of them is, as you
Oh,
can see, the
look at him
Gollum
go.
emoji.
The
The
Gollum
Gollum
emoji.
emoji is in for members
Gollum won the
at
argument.
any level from $1 upwards. You get access to all the emojis. So yeah, we put the yes. So Mauler is responsible for the closing down of that studio, and now they're just going to be a publishing
Oh,
house.
fuck that.
and
I'm responsible. You guys talked me into playing it right after I played it. That shit was done.
That's true.
I'm happy to take credit.
It's still
I'm
Molly's
happy to
fault.
say you, me, Morley, Jay Longbone, Metal.
That's all, yeah.
We it's all us. It's all us.
Metal had the best. That clip was so good.
The one where he like spazzed the fuck out.
What the fuck was that? I had one of those moments though, right? I had
No,
one,
yours
like,
was amazing too. You just skyrocketed off and died.
I don't know.
Yeah, you jumped and then went into the fucking stratosphere. You couldn't even jump over the first obstacle because the jump was broken.
Yep.
And
when we started the game,
I'll
it
be
was
honest,
broken.
Gary. I was thinking, oh
It was
god,
me.
Gary's really fucking retarded. But it actually
I
turned out to be a legitimate game bug, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm retarded too. Let's
And
let's
yeah,
not-
well, I mean, a
little
little bit from column A, a
little
little bit from column B.
a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. 6 one way, half dozen the other.
So me playing Final Fantasy 16, am I responsible for the 3 million sales
Yeah.
on the first week?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is that how this works?
I think Drinker should just go out there and go, "Yep, I fucked up the movie." That's me. I would just
It
own
was
that.
me. I did.
But
It
no,
was
but
me.
you bring up a good point though, Gary. This is it. There is no responsibility or accountability. Hollywood are the same.
None.
Gaming companies are the same. They turn on their audiences. We didn't make the films. We didn't write the films. We didn't cast the films. We saw the marketing that was produced by yourself. That's what made our minds up. We saw the reviews on people we actually trust, not shill media that you pay to come out and say something nice about it, because that's the condition of access. No. But they don't want to take responsibility. Kathleen Kennedy, she should have been fired fucking years ago. Let's just be generous. Let's be very generous. She
Well, I
should have
wanna
been
ask
fired
you-
at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
I was going to ask you, when do you think she should have been fired? As
Generously and playing the corporate game after Rise of Skywalker.
Mahler.
Probably after Solo. That was way too big of a fuck up. I'd be like, who the hell organized and okayed this? And she'd be like, what? I mean, people like Star Wars. I'd be like, yeah, not anymore. They fucking don't.
That's when I would have fired her. I'm going to play both on this one. Watch me do this. That's when I would have fired her, because that was clear, because Solo was not only just because it was a mediocre. No, it was shitty, but like it was a direct result of Last Jedi 2. There was that too, because remember when Last Jedi came out, people were pissed. It got quiet, and then they released a fucking Blu-ray, and it fired, and that happened right before Solo, and it just fired everybody up again. It was so poorly planned, and Solo flopped. And I think realistically, I agree with Az, playing the corporate game after Rise of Skywalker. Like when you lose half your audience from the first movie on the third movie, and that's Companies always think about money they left on the table, and they left billions on the table.
Going from what Chat's saying as well, Last Jedi, you could definitely axe her for the insane decision. Solo, you axe her for the insane money loss, and then Rise of Skywalker's the third strike, which is a good system to get rid of anybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even playing the corporate game, you don't fire her after the Rise of Skywalker. You sunset her. Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down and getting a well-deserved retirement. Blah blah. Get the fuck out. One of those sort of.
And the firing of Gina Carano also can't be undersold, because that did make some people mad.
It was more division.
It was just more division that they didn't need. And it's not like there wasn't other stars from that show go on saying the direct opposite things on Twitter. Okay, I wouldn't want Pedro Pascal fired for what he said on Twitter, even though I fucking hate what he said on Twitter. I wouldn't want him fired for it, just like I didn't want Gina Carano fired for it. They should, you know what, go tit for tat. That'd be more interesting. But Gina Carano was clearly fired for her views. Not that fucking people were clutching their pearls over her fucking Instagram post, which was absolutely right. But just because it referred to World War II, I wouldn't do that. And then and then Pedro the next day calls half the country fucking Nazis. Fuck you. There was nothing wrong with her tweet. Was it a TikTok post or Instagram? Can't remember. But it basically said was
Instagram.
The National Socialists had a lot of help from a very willing public because of the press and because of the propaganda.
And even Pedro Pascal. He was complaining about kids in cages, which is actually an Obama.
Yes.
Obama was the one who put
Obama.
Obama.
Get away with that? Come on.
Obama.
No,
Obama,
you're right.
Obama. Yes, Obama was the one that pushed that through. There you go. Pedro Pascal is a absolute lunatic. I was just seeing this. I don't expect anyone to particularly comment if you don't want to, but I just saw this on Twitter, and I have no fucking understanding of what. So this I guess is the asexual flag. Asexual people deserve equal rights. We deserve legal recognition. We deserve protection. Sorry, I'm confused. From what?
Asexual just means you're not interested at all, right?
Not interested at all. No, you're not interested.
Nobody. Who would be against people who don't bring it up at all about anything?
No.
Are they like? I don't understand.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Asexual people won't be around long enough for anybody to be concerned about, because they're not going to procreate, obviously. So I mean, you're one and done.
Can we just have a? Do we think this person here is asexual? I'm pressing X to doubt. I'm pressing X to doubt.
X to doubt.
Yeah, I'm asexual, but I'm wearing my titty bra with my short skirt, fishnet tights. Yeah, okay, whatever. Fuck off. I'm pressing all the X's to doubt on that one. Sweet. You're probably a massive whore.
I can't be concerned with people who are non-committal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking concerned myself.
Are we, or as we like to say in the UK, are we fucking or what?
Yeah.
Gary hates bisexuals.
Isn't that having two people that are sexual at the same time?
Yeah, maybe that's not committing. That's over committing.
Yeah.
I can't be. Hate is not. I can't get. It's actually apathy. Make a fucking decision. And if you can't make a decision, stop crying about you not being able to make a decision. That's what asexual and bisexual is. I can't make a decision. Oh. Okay, great.
Asexual is apathy. Bisexual is greed.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get into the layered argument of what asexuality actually is. Not here. This isn't the place.
No. I just saw the tweet. I can't show you what's attached to the tweet because it's a little bit spicy for YouTube.
All right, I'll just say it. People are afraid to admit that they're gay.
What, asexual or bisexual?
Yes.
Yeah.
all sexual.
And just admit it. It's fine. I don't care. But that's a lot of what's behind it.
Somebody said trisexual. No, I think a lot of these people do need to try to get some sex. Big time. It'll relax the fuck out of them, trust me. Let's do some supery duprees. Let's do some supery duprees while we're here. Let's just jump from the top. We can use some of this StreamYard access. Take your 610 with the $5 says, are you happy, Mauler and Az? They fired everyone involved in making Lord of the Rings Gollum and shut down the development at Dilopus. Hope you're happy. Was it Daedalus, isn't it? Daedalus? Digitalis?
Make a fucking company name we can pronounce.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Daedalus is a fine company name. This fucking Greek, isn't it? What's wrong with you people?
I'm not
Make
Greek.
a fucking company name that people can pronounce.
Yeah. I'm not Greek and he's fucking American. So, you know, they gotta fucking make words sound like they write them as they sound because they can't
I
fucking
don't need
spell.
a company called Papadopoulos or whatever.
Wait, Az, this is kind of okay. Do you know what Daedalus means? What it refers
No idea. Oh, no idea. But is it ironic by any chance now?
Well, I'll give it a read.
Wait. It probably means if you can't pronounce this, you're retarded.
It means, and bear in mind the company when I describe it. In
Sure.
Greek mythology, Daedalus was a skillful architect and craftsman seen as a symbol of wisdom, knowledge, and power. So that's pretty funny.
So they really should change the company name.
They just won the lack of self-awareness award, didn't they?
I wouldn't dare speak for my Brits, Taker 610, but I will because they're losers. I don't think they're happy because people got fired, but this is cause and effect. This is meritocracy. For whatever reason, they didn't make a good game. It failed. Back to the drawing board or try and pack that drawing board up. There's other opportunities out there. Maybe a couple people who worked on the team were really talented, and maybe they just need to get away from dialysis or whatever the fuck it's called. And yeah, nobody's really happy.
He's
about
Icarus's
it.
dad, by the way.
Icarus is twat.
He made
Yeah.
the Maze of the Minotaur, right? That's what Daedalus did.
Uh,
Daedalus is a cool guy. We should like him. We shouldn't like the company though. Bad company.
Marvel
is it
didn't
completely
like him. Marvel didn't like him very much.
No, Marvel didn't like Icarus.
But I will contradict Gary because hope you're happy. Yes,
I'm
ambivalent.
ambivalent.
Because Gary, it is a meritocracy,
yes,
and because of
and
that,
this should happen. This is what should happen. You fail, you shut down.
You fail, you're not good enough. Then let's bring on some people that are, or as they've done here, shut you down because you're shit.
Dude, I failed at a ton of shit. I wasn't good enough at a ton of shit, and I didn't keep trying. Like, there's a point where you just go, "I'm gonna try some different things."
Yeah. I'm not very good at this. let's just be a gobshite for a living.
like being a robber and a stealer and a burglar, wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very good at it. I kept
you were an awesome crackhead though.
I was a great crackhead. Bad dealer. I was a horrible dealer.
Yeah, bad dealer.
I was a bad. Well, I was also a kid.
You got the repercussions of that. Great crackhead. Though.
Yeah, I was also a kid when I was dealing too. Let's keep that in mind. I know people love to run.
Were you getting high on your own supply?
All the time. I was a horrible dealer. But when I was dealing meth, I was a kid. I was 16 years old.
Dude,
I
love it when people on Twitter try and throw this at you.
There's a certain Uber driver trying to frame that like as an adult I was selling meth to kids. I was
all right. I'm going to play devil's advocate then.
Sure.
Let's just say you were an adult when you did it. You served your time in prison.
Yep.
You served your time. You came out. You had some wobbles with your sobriety, but now you're like 7 years deep into your sobriety. Is it more?
Nine.
Going on
10.
9 years deep now into your sobriety, coming up to
Second run
10
of
years,
sobriety.
a decade.
Yeah.
A decade of sobriety. You have a YouTube channel which has exploded. People fucking love you. You have great knowledge when it comes to pop culture. You've great knowledge and great takes when it comes to society and our culture in general. You're one of the fucking major success stories. You are a fucking beacon of how to turn your life around. So play your fucking, and by the way, my DoorDash is late, Mr. Uber driver. So choppity chop. He can say what he wants. He can paint it how he wants in that way. Adult, child, don't matter. The simple fact of the matter is you served your time, you came out, you're fucking roaring success story. The antithesis of what Mr. Uber driver is, he's a failure. Got his thing through clout, was a fraud, got caught out, fell, can't build himself back up because once he's that fraud, he's always that fraud. That's not you, dude. I fucking love you to pieces. You're more, I said on Afternoon Tea with Az, Mauler and Gary, them are ride or dies. Them are ride or die, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's absolutely, it's just so much fun doing this shit with you. We've said before off stream, we could just stream together all day. We could, if we could get away with it. Unfortunately, we have our own lives.
If you numbered the bloody real BBC episodes, we could have done like, a special episode 100 stream for. I mean, I wouldn't expect you guys to go for 24 hours.
Do you want me to have somebody number them?
What do you say? Is that would you be the X-ray girl? Right?
Well, it's easy because all you do is go into your studio and you just put the real BBC and it just brings up all the real BBCs and it tells you how many videos.
I can have X-ray girl number them.
That's actually a pretty quick way of doing it. Yeah, I'd be curious how many episodes there have been of real BBC. When you started as.
Thank you very much. And my hope is that maybe he finds a 12-step program out there and he's as happy as I am, because I am as happy as a little girl. I am. Mike,
I don't think there's a 12-step program for being a fucking cuck.
There might be.
There might be.
They do it for everything now.
I very much recommend it because taking personal responsibility.
Step one: don't let the guy fuck your missus.
Well, there you go. That's like that's the 1-step program.
And also, again, if you keep doing a job and you're not very good at it, try something else.
Well, like Uber driving. Like driving your Uber.
Maybe he's really good at that.
Hey, by the way, nothing wrong with driving an Uber.
No, hell no.
But this person is a fall from grace, and believe me, they think they're better than that, and they ain't.
Fall from grace?
Yeah,
I don't know if you fell from grace.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm a generous guy, man. I'm a generous guy.
You obviously are. I would say that channel got higher than it ever should have gotten. Based on
that's the power of clout, though. That's the power of when somebody who's much bigger than you going after you and having the Streisand effect, having the reverse effect that they wanted. Mm-hmm. But as we, karma has a way of sorting itself out.
The universe unfolds as it should.
Exactly.
I wish happiness on that person.
They talking about campy, are people saying? No, he's too busy getting.
No. Oh my God! Did you see the latest clip though? Fucking Chris sent it to me. I was laughing. You want to hear it?
Sure.
I'll play the audio of it.
Okay. Is he as is a selfish lover? Yes.
Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go.
Yeah, sure.
Oh shit! I got to turn it.
You have to share it, Gary.
Well, you used to be able to. All right.
You can't.
I'll share it.
Unless your audio's set to pick up your.
It used to be, but I don't know if it is
not anymore.
Well, here, tell me if you hear this. All right. Just tell me if you hear it. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. No, we got to share it. It's pretty funny.
Mikey, I'll get to you in a moment, sir.
Mikey? Yeah, why is Mikey so mad?
I don't know. I hadn't even read the chat yet.
I hated Wanted. I just said it's not very good. It's not as good as the comic. It's not nearly as good as the comic. I didn't say I hated the movie.
Also, not caring about the source is not a take I expect to hear on this stream.
Yeah. I care about it. All right.
Well, you're sorting that because you're a boomer. Mikey Gusser with a $10 says, so I keep hearing Gary talk crap about the Wanted movie. Gary is wrong. Wanted is great with great humor and action. if his argument is, well, it's not like the comics, I don't care, I'll never read it.
Well,
You are.
Well, that's just taking fun away from you.
Yeah, I mean,
I never watched it.
The comic's actually better than the movie. You guys ready?
May as well give it a read. It might be, you might even prefer it. You know,
only 3 fucking issues.
Just 7 seconds. I love it.
Okay, here we go.
Me and all my Asian girlfriends, we get together and we just joke about dicks. That's what we do when we get together. We talk about dicks. Me and all my Asian girlfriends, we get.
what?
Why are you gay? Who says I'm gay? You are gay.
Oh God. I said I wasn't gonna become the guy anymore. Then somebody sends me that clip. I'm just gonna leave him alone. He seems
so weird. It doesn't tend to be a topic of conversation.
I know.
Really comes up organically.
Like John, that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Hey, let's talk about dicks. Let's talk about dicks starring John Campion.
I mean, like,
me and my Asian girlfriends. That's such a fucking woman thing to say as well. Me and my Asian girlfriends, we like talk about dicks.
I don't know what the context was.
Was that Joan Campion? Was that Joan Campion that said that? Was he reading the wrong bit on his auto cue? Yeah.
No.
Oh no, Disney have assassinated John Campion.
No. John Campion brought to you by Lucasfilm.
I know.
Oh man, that was fucking hilarious. By the way, if Chris Gore's watching, Attack of the Dock is now available to pre-order on Blu-ray. Chris, if you're listening, send us some deets where we can pre-order it from, because I need that Blu-ray.
And before you read this, remind me, there's something I kind of wanted. I watched your video, it was great. I want to add a little bit. There's something I would like to add towards the end.
Yeah. It was a bit of just trying to be a bit of fun. So by all means. Paul Turner with the $10 says, as I really enjoyed your Indy 5 treatment video earlier today. Had a few thoughts of my own to add to it. And I have to say that writing those out was pretty cathartic. Keep up the good work, gents. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, there's a new video. I was awake all night till 10 o'clock in the morning editing it. Even had the wonderful Morley here watch a portion of it, and the feedback that I required from Morley was, is this retarded cringe? or is it, okay?
I mean, that's what you asked me, not if I asked you if it was.
No, that's what I asked of Mauler to tell me. Is this retarded cringe, Morley?
And he said yes, and you put it out anyway.
Yes, and he said yes, and I went, perfect. Got it. Nailed it. Yeah. So thank you, Morley. So yeah, I stayed up till 10 fucking a.m. this morning editing that, and then went to sleep, fell asleep around, I'm going to say 11 o'clock in the morning, and then woke up at 3 to get ready for the real BBC. Working on 4 hours sleep is fun.
So the thing I wanted to add real quick was towards the end. This is after the adventure. They get back.
Yeah.
And Indy and Short Round's dad, Tall Square, sit around the table.
Love it. I should have thought of that. I should.
And they sit around the table and they take a tablet out that they retrieve from the now sunken Atlantis.
Yeah.
And it's like a Rosetta Stone. And they go over the Rosetta Stone a little bit, and they can, maybe a little time passes. They figured out a way to translate some of it. And they find out that the Russians would have never been able, because they're worried that the Americans will go back. Everybody's going to go back for this technology, but that neither country will ever be able to even understand what the technology was, because it wasn't technology. It wasn't what we use is a lot of leverage machinery. They did not use that. They will allude to, they were able to maybe use sound or something to lift the stones. They were able to liquefy stone. But the real mind blower will be towards the end of it, when they say, basically how old they are. that they're an ancient civilization, and they were one of many that have risen and fell over the last 100,000, 200,000 years, and it just changes history forever. And it makes kind of creepy. And then of course we have Short Round and Mutt walking off in the distance. Get a lot of that Randall Carlson stuff, Graham Hancock stuff in there towards the end. It would be really fucking cool. But well done, mate. Well done. Chris Pratt as Mutt Lang is fucking brilliant casting. That was so good.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, Mauler did say, you know, you're teetering on the edge of a bit fan servicey here. But I mean, that was actually the intent. Because people, you know, we know that people have been asking for Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt should take over as Indiana Jones.
No,
because there's only one Indiana Jones. However, a mutt that is grown up and that has gone to become a soldier and changed. Let's bring him into play to play Mutt. But like when I went off, you know, like when they go to Greece and I just went shenanigans ensue. I did have these ideas, which I just don't think would have worked for the video, but ideas of, you know, these are the times that the father and the son could start to bond. These are the times where the son could talk about what he's seen in Vietnam, but then you can juxtapose that with Indy telling him of the wonderful, the incredible, insane things that he's seen. So he kind of is reprogramming the way that Mutt sees things, not is seeing things in this horrific war-like way of all the destruction and death and dismemberment and everything that he's seen. And Indy's saying, yeah, but there is so much wonder and you know, incredible, all this sort of wonder that the world has. And so you could just do those little moments where they start to sort of rebond after a time away. But I mean, look, if any of us was seriously writing anything like this, we're writing it from the perspective of respecting the character, respecting the lore, what's happened, and trying to entertain and make your audience happy. That's not what we're getting from Lucasfilm. We're getting intersectional feminism. We're getting social justice. We're getting, how many times now have we seen the breakdown, the degradation of the main hero? We've seen it with Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, now Indiana Jones. It's so old and tiresome, and that's just in the Lucasfilm. You know, we look at Marvel, Phase 4, Phase 5. Male characters are a joke. It's all big female. Look at Samuel L. Jackson's secret invaded asshole. It's again another character which has been broken down to a fucking shell of who they were. These people aren't looking to entertain you.
No, that's such a it's such a lazy way to approach writing. By the way, we need to insert some drama, so let's just take some things away from our main character because they can't think of anything. The way you're like, hey, his retirement's happy. The students miss him. The faculty misses him. That's way more interesting than what we got. Way more interesting.
Use the fucking
way more
assistant or co-dean at the end of the Kingdom of Crystal Skull. They completely forgot that in the new one.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, but he I ain't got it. Chat in the chat. I have just posted the link to the Attack of the Dock website where you can go pre-order the Blu-ray, and I'm going to pin the message at the top. So it's now a pinned message. So go pre-order your Attack of the Dock Blu-rays. It is
awesome,
legit amazing. I watched that. I got choked up watching it at one point because that documentary that Chris did it's a celebration of everything that was great about G4. And the way that he deals with the demise is so clever and so quick. And the way that he deals with the terrible return, it's gone in 30 seconds. Because this was a documentary about about how awesome it was and making us relive and get those emotions that we felt at the time and that fun at the time. And that is one of the most fun things I have watched all fucking year. without any doubt whatsoever. It is a wonderful documentary.
It's a love letter to fandom.
It is. It's an absolute love letter to fandom. Made me fall in love with Olivia Munn all over again, which I was quite happy to do, by the way. And yeah, I left that. I was gutted. It's 90 minutes long, and I was gutted when it's over because it just felt like it went in the blink of an eye because it was so damn good. So please go support a boy, Chris, for doing that. I needed it. I needed to see Attack of the Dock. We see all our franchises they're just annihilated now. And it was just so beautiful to see that, like Gary says, the love letter. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Pinned comment, go pre-order. I'm going to pre-order immediately after this strum, because it's I never fell out of love with Olivia Munn, but I'm just saying it allowed me to fall in love with her again. Now then, Olivia Munn versus Tifa in a mud wrestling bikini match. Just saying. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out. Willow Will has PayPal'd £50 and says this is to pay Belle for dropping off that bag of happiness at the White House. Did a cat shit in the White House?
No, there was some cocaine in the White House.
Really?
I got to tell you, as a former addict, I get whoever left it, Hunter Biden, whoever left it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now what the first thought of that cocaine addict's the mindset was. There is a way I can get back in that house to go get it. First, like, there's got to be a way. I'm gonna run up to security and say I forgot something. I'll break in somehow. No, hard cocaine is the get. Okay,
definitely Hunter's.
I mean that is that, dude. Like I think I don't know if any of this is true, but they said like 2 days after Hunter returned to the White House, they found cocaine. That is fucking hilarious. And yes, Hunty or whatever cocaine addict Hunter left it there was racking their brain how they get back in the White House, the most secure house on the fucking planet.
I gotta go get this shit.
I gotta get this shit.
Sorry, I just had a tweet saying that that Punisher, those Punisher clothes have just shipped. He also says, now we wait and let the comedy happen. She did a great job. She's a good kitty. She's a good kitty. She slept on my fresh clothes, which I brought upstairs last night. Thanks, Belle. Now they're covered in cat hair. Washed and ready to wear and full of cat hair. Let's jump to Mikey Gosler again with a $5. Says, I wonder if James Gunn will be eating his words with the poor reception of The Flash, both critically and commercially. Can't wait for his other lies. I honestly, Mikey, I don't think he cares because I don't think these people do care.
What's that?
He's moved on.
It's all bullshit, yeah.
They're probably prepping whatever the hell they're going to try and say for Blue Beetle or Aquaman. It's like, what's the story with these? It's like,
which is first?
Blue Beetle?
Ooh.
Cocaine President. That would be a sequel to Cocaine Bear. That would be so good. Cocaine President. Oh, wait, we've had a bunch of them. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, we haven't made a film.
Well, we had Meth President, JFK, Cocaine President Bush, Obama. Yeah.
JFK was a meth addict.
Yes, he was. Getting shots.
Real
good.
Mikey Gussel with another $10 says, I'm going to see Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same weekend. It's the only two films I'm looking forward to. Mission Impossible 7. I'm skipping.
What? Why?
Why? I would like to know why, though, Mikey.
All the movies are the same. Boring, tiring. Oh my god!
All those movies are the same. Boring. Do you know? I'll tell you this about Mikey. I love the fact that Mikey Gusler is Mikey Gusler. He's got his opinions, and he don't care. And he don't care that we have our opinions. He's the perfect fucking dude. He's a good man.
Yep. I'm going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same weekend too. I am.
Remember when we could agree to disagree? Once upon a time.
Caller, when is the Room EFAP movies happening for the 20th anniversary? Make sure to invite as Gary J. Longbone, Chrissy, and Moriarty.
There are no plans for it. What is the 20th anniversary of The Room?
Has it been 20 years?
Is it what?
It's
When?
20 years old, for fuck's sake.
It's this year. It's this year. I know that. That's all I know, though.
Oh, someone said a week ago?
Yeah,
Well,
I
in
think,
that case,
it's
we've
been.
already
Yeah, I
been-
think it's been and gone.
Yeah, I think I would rather, like, since we passed the 20th anniversary of Buffy ending, I think that we should focus on that. We should do
Dude,
that this year.
you mean the 25th?
No, 20th anniversary of Buffy ending.
Oh,
Not-
ending. Sorry.
Yeah. 93
Shit.
to 2000. Was it 2002? When did
3
7
Three.
seasons. So 2003. Yeah.
do you with those sorts of things? Do you count air dates or do you count production?
air date?
Air date.
When it airs.
Air dates, yeah.
Well, we're doing all of us here are doing Return of the King 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll do that.
Easy.
I'll do that. No problem. I think I missed the fellowship, but I think was I there for Two Towers, or was it vice versa?
Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be there.
I'll be there.
You'll fucking be there.
I'll be there. Cheers, Chris, by the way, for linking me.
Obama with weed and cocaine.
Oh, wow. Mikey again, and this time with a $20. Mikey, thank you, man. Says, you know that Gunn is going to include Crypto the dog in the Superman film. Is this just you thinking? Right now, I won't put anything past anything right now. I bet you he's going to use it for cuteness to gain points from dog lovers, and he'll be CGI. He's going to make this movie like Guardians. I mean, I think the casting is solid. The Lois Lane is good casting. She was really good in House of Cards. Really good in House of Cards.
It's fine.
I don't know anything about the dude, but he looks like discount Henry Cavill.
He does. Boy needs to man up a little bit. And he needs to man up and look a little more manly because he looks like a boy. Maybe those are just bad pictures we saw. I don't know. I think DCU is DOA. They're skipping Comic-Con this year, and they think, oh, we'll just be back and everything will be fine next year. You don't just stop things and then think they'll fucking restart. The taking for granted tone I got from James Gunn on that one is like, oh, bruh, you have no fucking idea. So just to give you guys some context, this is the first real San Diego Comic-Con since COVID. Yeah. The one they had last year was masks, and it was muted. It was very muted. There was announcements, but it was very muted. Hollywood has canceled this thing entirely, which makes me totally happy. I am now looking forward to this Comic-Con. But I do know that booths are backing out. People are backing out left and right now. So there'll be fewer people there. And the same amount of comics. So that makes me happy for very selfish reasons. Me and Chris and Alan Ing and the Film Threat Boys and Quarter Black will be running around being knuckleheads and having a great fucking time with no fucking Hollywood. That's great. But you don't skip this year and think, oh, it'll be fine next year. Well, that means you will not have had a Comic-Con technically 3 of the last 4 years. That breaks the habit.
But what happened to E3?
What happened to E3?
Companies started doing their own presentations. E3 is now dead. What's happening. Going to happen with movie. Marvel are going to do their own presentations. Warner's going to do their own presentation. Netflix their own presentation. And has too much damage been done to San Diego Comic-Con that it's no longer been that comic event that it will kill San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah. And like San Diego's not as appealing as it was 5 years ago. It's become since the Democrat leadership took over, it's become a homeless hellhole. So it's back to where it was in the 80s. So it's not even going to be as appealing. Like San Diego is an arrogant town. Okay. I'm from there. And it's a beautiful town and they know it, but it ain't as beautiful as it used to be. It's kind of think of like the supermodel hitting her 40s and 50s. That's what San Diego is right now. And Comic-Con, there was a time when San Diego didn't need Comic-Con. It actually was a hindrance to other things. They could make more money because they were a tourist town. But like, have you seen downtown San Diego lately? Looks like shit. Looks like it did back in the 80s before they cleaned it up. There's fucking homeless people everywhere. It's LA South now. So
Ooh.
yeah, it's getting fucking terrible. So it made it very easy to leave. And you know, it's just going to get worse. And you're right. They're not going to, Comic-Con's expensive. It's not going to be sustainable.
Particularly considering mainstream comics are dead. Daz Boot with a £5 says, "Hail Gary, hope you like the pineapple pizza candle. It
I
should
love
be
it.
your PO box now."
Got it already.
I overheard you on FNT 2 weeks ago, wondering if they existed.
What was that? I overheard.
He said he heard you on FNT a couple of weeks ago. If you wondered if they existed.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Somebody sent me a pineapple pizza candle, and me and Mrs. Nerdrotic lit it up, and it smells like a little peppery pineapple. It's great. It's perfect. It does.
I bought a pineapple candle the other day.
That's
Pineapple
good.
scented candle.
Yeah.
Pineapple's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Alden Farton with a 2-part, each of them $10 each. First part, Indiana Jones: A Final Adventure, written, directed by Az in my head. So now I have saved this description and burned it to the physical media. It resides with my Indiana Jones DVD as the 4th installment of indie movies. Oh, Captain, my Captain, thanks for finishing my indie adventure series, even if it was only in my head. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I just wanted to do, because I've done a lot of shitting on the film, and I fucking love Indiana Jones.
You're just going to end it with there. I've done a lot of shitting.
Done a lot of shitting.
In my
Next super
lifetime.
chat. You know, I've done a lot of shitting on Indiana Jake because it is shite.
It's shit.
But I love Indiana Jones and the trilogy, because it is only a trilogy. The trilogy is like I say, I think it's one of the greatest trilogies of all time. You know, you can put it up there: Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. But those three will probably forever be debated amongst geeks, which is wonderful. And he is such a beloved character. And that's why when I left the cinema, I was legit mad. I was legit mad because the Crystal Skull disappointed me. It didn't make me mad. It disappointed me. This was just like a desecration of a beloved character, and it felt mean-spirited. It felt soulless and nasty. And it felt like they took great joy in destroying Indiana Jones in this film. And so I'm glad that I watched the original trilogy last week. I'm glad that I watched Raiders, Temple, and Crusade, because they are stellar films that hold up better than anything produced today. Anything. And they were made 40, nearly 50 fucking years ago. So it just shows how much cinema has fallen. We have all the technology in the world now, but we don't have technology for good fucking writing. But there you go.
Right, you know.
Jesus, I just saw that headline that you retweeted from European lore from Screen Rant. Is Rings of Power more faithful to Tolkien's Lord of the Rings than the movies? It's harder than you think. Oh, fuck off.
Pure bait.
They are still, that's the only traction they can get out of that fucking franchise.
Same as Kotaku. It's same as Kotaku. Screen Rant, Kotaku. It's hate bait. It's hate click. It's hate bait. That's all it is now. That's all they can do to drive traffic to their sites. Kotaku is a dead duck walking. It really is. It's going to be gone so soon.
My wife called you a loser on the internet, by the way.
I know. I liked it and retweeted it.
He did. Let to point that out.
Way ahead of you, buddy. D Breezy with a $20 says, for the demonetization, had to watch Afternoon Tea on replay yesterday, watched Raiders and Doom yesterday after the Indiana Jones and the Horseface hijacking this weekend. Both are classics, but Crusade is king. Well, here's the reverse Uno card. The afternoon tea with Az never got demonetized this week. Didn't even have to fight it. It hasn't. I'm as shocked as anyone. So thank you so much, D Breezy. Horseface, stupid cow. Anorexic horseface. And I had a bot account quote tweet that. A bot account that had like 400 followers, but got over 2,500 plus likes.
Yeah, weird.
Had a profile with
that happens with Marvel shit.
And the pronouns. I know it's clearly a fucking fake account.
Yeah.
With bots that just drive it up. So clearly got into somebody's head in Disney and Lucasfilm when I said that Phoebe Waller-Bridge looks like an anorexic horse. And not beautiful as she claims she is in the film.
Cenk Uygur kind of girl.
Yeah. Well, I think I said in my review actually that even Cenk Uygur wouldn't fuck that horse.
Maybe I don't know. I hear Anna Kasparian's like starting to like turn the corner. Is that true? Or is
I'm hearing this as well. I'm hearing that she's starting to have
you'd be surprised some of the things that she said on Adam's Stitch stream, which I watched. It
was it good? I mean,
I think it was pretty good.
Adam and Stitch for putting. I love those guys, by the way. Look, good guys.
We had either of them on FNT. They probably like it there.
They've been on FNT. Oh yeah. We'll get them back too. No, they're good. I like them a lot. They'll talk to fucking anybody.
Yes,
and they even talked.
They did a video on something that she was getting attacked for, mostly by the left, and she was impressed by it, and so she offered them a chance to talk to him. Which you never know what's going to happen on the internet, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see people talking to each other. I mean, like,
yeah,
some of our takes are fucking wretched and horrible. But you know, if somebody does like genuinely wake up, or is it waking up because the tide's turning? Kind of like Bill Maher calling out woke shit. It's like
that is purely self-preservation.
Yeah, I that's the way I've always presented it. It's good for sound clips.
Yeah.
But does he really believe it? I don't think so.
No,
I think he's very Hollywood. Let me tell a story. You got story time?
Sure.
Story time.
I'm
gonna sit back and relax.
I was talking to another platform. That's I will say it was not YouTube and not Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
It was not YouTube and not Rumble. And that platform, that was it. You got me. That platform wanted initiated content because they were interested in possibly having me do something. Right. So when we had this conversation, and it was the person who brokered this conversation is a very good person who I love dearly. They didn't know like this was going down. So when they talked to me, the thing they initiated contact for, we talked about for about a nanosecond, and then they tried to sell me something else. The best part of this story is they kept on saying I'm from Geeks and Gamers.
Oh.
And they love my content. And I've told this story behind the scenes before to Geeks and Gamers, and they were I just let them go. I was like, okay, oh, love my stuff. Okay, really? No. And then you want me to do this other thing that we did? Like we didn't even talk about this. They just that's Hollywood. That's fucking Hollywood. That is Hollywood to the T. So it's happening in our space too. You just got to watch out for it. But that's the kind of bullshit you have to fucking deal with in Hollywood, behind the scenes, in any corporate fucking bullshit. And that's how people like Bill Maher survive. So that's their survival instinct, is when you see, especially when you cover current topics and you know that leaning one way is going to get you a little more views and leaning the other way, that shit's not going to work anymore, because authenticity is the currency of the future. Whether you're on the quote unquote winning side or not, the winning side is being real now. It's not playing this fucking two-sided game anymore. I'm like been over it for a long fucking time. But authenticity, being fucking real. So I hope Anna Kasparian is being real. I hope she's being
just
real.
As an addendum to that story, I got an email the other day. You get them all the time, I'm sure you guys do, with they'll say like, you know, we got a thing we want to sell and we enjoy your channel, blah blah blah. This one, it says, I hope this email finds you well. I'm the founder of, I guess I don't need to say what they are, an international particular company. And I was browsing YouTube when I saw your video, WandaVision, Addiction, Abuse, and the Fear of God, Godelb. And I really love the content. It's like, that video's a parody. It's a fucking nonsense. The whole video is 20 minutes of nonsense. Like, what do you mean you loved it?
It is your wonderful April Fool's video.
I've had many emails like that. They just reference a video. They just put,
yeah, they don't know.
Hi, I love your stuff, particularly video, and it's just some random fucking video that they just grabbed and put the link to in the template that they send to everybody.
Is that because they, back in the day, they would just say, I like your channel. And then someone told them, like, you should reference something from the channel to convince them you're actually, like, more than just an automated thing. And then they automated that.
I know. I talked to a human being, 2 human beings.
Holy shit.
Who, like, didn't, like...
That's the thing, man. I'm totally fine. When you meet someone who's like, I'm interested in your stuff, I don't watch any of it. I'm sorry, I don't have the time. I'm like, that's fine. When someone says, like, oh, I watch it all the time, you and Bob,
and Jim,
when you talk about,
Galler,
cars.
Baller. And
it'd be like, your video was inspirational, and it'd be like, Warhammer 40K painting stream.
And you're like, wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All
okay,
those,
sure.
really? Now, I guess the cautionary tale is, like, if you're content creating and then you start getting that stuff, don't trust any of it. It's all bullshit. It's so there are going to be people who try to hijack. There are people who have tried to hijack the quote unquote movement of individuals doing their own thing to try to get them on board with some corporate stuff. I would say, unless you really fucking need it, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. Stay away from that shit. Stay away from that shit. It's just as fucking fake as Hollywood. I don't think I'm breaking any news to people. Everyone just needed to be said.
They just immediately get deleted now for me. If I haven't already set up that email address to just go straight to spam.
Yeah,
which I do tend to do.
Because despite what you hear, I will speak for all 3 of us here. We are about it. We are about changing shit and speaking our mind and being real honest. We are about this.
Yeah. I don't think you could do what we do on the regular basis that we do and be fake, because you'd give yourself away. That's how a lot of the pretenders do give themselves away. Is because they don't have it about them, that and we do the Real BBC each week. You do EFAP, Morley. We do FNT together, Gary. So we do our videos in the meantime. We do other streams where we engage with our audience. Your audience will sniff out phony.
Absolutely.
They'll sniff out a phony in a heartbeat.
One of the biggest mistakes the detractors make, and they don't even know they're fucking making it. I don't even know why I'm giving them advice here, but when you detract us, it's fine. But what happens is you start calling the people who subscribe our channel a bunch of idiots. They're a bunch of lemmings and idiots. And that's where you make your mistake. It's not going after us. It's calling viewers you share. We all share. I'm a viewer too. I am a viewer too. And you're calling a bunch of just drooling lemmings. And then you go, I can't understand why my channel's not doing any better. Well, maybe don't call fellow members of the audience drooling lemmings. That would be a good start.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Scottish Nerd with the £10 says, hello, Az and Mauler. No, fuck you, Gary. Happy escape from the colonies day. They tried to come back in 1812, but gave up when we burned down the White House in 1814. Not tried since. Oh, hi, Garethy.
It was a truce. I watched Taboo. There was a truce over Vancouver Island. Then Tom Hardy came out and fought the East India Company. That's exactly how it happened.
Okay.
It's crazy how old Tom Hardy is.
Yeah.
He's fucking old, but man, he's still got it.
Honey's Bane.
It sucks that he gave up Taboo for fucking Venom. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched
money, way more money.
But dude, the show's so good. It is so good.
Kimberly G. Killian Shadowcat rolls off the tongue. Been a bard for 34 months. Quit Grebitus has been a bard for 21 months. Thank you, people. Grey Man gifted a membership to the stream. Thank you very much indeed. Squishy Blue with a £5 says, Gary, your victory didn't count. You had to get help from the French, and that's a disqualification by default.
I don't give a fuck who we fucking got help from, and I'm American. We're gonna take all the credit, and it counted. This is a 4th of July, bitch.
QBG tweeted out getting beaten by the French and then doing the GIF, and I was sort of like, it's not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
1066.
Didn't you guys lose all of your culture on your little island because you got beat by the French and some Vikings?
No, I mean, modern language is built up of French as well because of the Normandy conquest.
Like the reason J.R.R. Tolkien wrote his lore is because you got your asses kicked by the French, and you lost all your stories, all your oral
In all fairness, we didn't get our asses kicked by the French. We fucking threw it away. We had the victory.
Okay, Voller.
We had the high ground. We had the high ground. We had the high ground, and the French were falling. They couldn't get up. They couldn't get rid. But so the French, sneaky little fucking. So the French said, right, let's feign a retreat.
They wanted it more than you.
See if we can draw.
They wanted it more than you.
No, because they started feigning retreat. So the British broke ranks and
started
charging after them.
To surrender.
And then they said, it's not denial! It's not denial!
It's okay. There's a lot of like French inspiration in our culture at this point. Like you guys say, like, I'm going to have a shit. It's like we say le poupou.
Le poupou.
Yeah. Petit pou.
It sounds gayer. Oh, French. Same thing.
Hey, we have not been conquered since 1066. Over 1,000 years, bitch. Well, nearly.
Oh, wow. Like, who wants a flat island with bangers on coast that has no fucking resources whatsoever?
Pretty spanking good.
We've got.
How much oil do you drill from your island?
We drill it from other places.
Yeah.
Well, we have to go to Scotland.
We don't have any.
Hey, North Sea oil, baby.
What? Your island relies on the Gulf Stream. What if that just changes direction someday?
It does. It does. Quite a bit.
Was your island under a mile of ice at one point 12,000 years ago?
Probably. I think a lot of the world was. So there was that's one of the reasons why they think that a lot of history, like 1 billion years of history's
gone. Yes.
Because they think the Earth was just a big ball of ice in that period.
It was. It was a snowball a couple times.
It's as if the Earth's climate is constantly changing. Lady Grace Master.
Wait. You know, I don't know if this news report cannot be true that they're thinking about blocking the rays of the fucking sun. That is like
bird's plaid, yeah. I've seen that.
Oh,
hey man, I'm not a scientist, okay, so I don't know how that's gonna save the world, but it sounds kind of funny.
That's got to be a joke because that was fucking.
It's got to
funny.
be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. And yet at the same time,
you go.
You just you're just like, I can't, because we live in clown world. I just can't fucking tell anymore.
Trolls are going to be out of work pretty soon, and they're going to be upset. The trolls should go on strike. But then we know the difference.
They took our germs.
They took our germs.
They took us and unfortunately made it a reality. Lady Grace Master with a $10 says, I am at the lake enjoying successful treason day, but wanted to say much love to Gary and enjoy the tea as and Mauler. Fireworks. Also, put this to the Japanese house mortgage fund.
You're not going to move to Japan. You're going to move to Japan?
No, I mean, I'd love to live in Japan, but it's so difficult to live in Japan. What?
Yeah, my wife's got a Japan.
Dude, Japan is like one of the last remaining fucking based countries in the world, man.
Well, yeah, you won't get mugged in a city, and yeah, I mean, you might be able to buy some panties in a fucking machine, but
vending machine that have been used.
Yeah, but
yeah, each their own, I guess.
What did she say again? Oh, I lost the super chat.
She said, "Happy Treason Day."
Happy Treason Day.
Objectively, a cat became a member at the bard level. Thank you. Kyle Inc. with a $5 says back-to-back World War champs, baby. God bless the old US of A. Yeah, happy Treason Day, bitches. Eddie Brock with a €2 fitty says, Gary, go to Ireland instead of France.
I might.
Keller Blair with a $5 says, to be fair, Gary, you cannot discount the French, Spanish, and the tribes going for broke.
I can.
To help America.
He's American, he will.
It bankrupted France to give us freedom. Oh, well.
It doesn't matter. How did it end? We won.
I love all this I love this like colonial conversation that's always going on in America, and all these fucking self-righteous wankers talking about colonialism. I'm just like, when are the Apaches gonna claim reparations from the Comanches for wiping them out pretty much? When's that gonna happen?
They're not, because neither of them have any money. We gave them land, and then we kept taking the land and breaking promises. But the reason we conquered so easily was because they hated each other.
Yeah,
pretty much it. They fucking.
Well, that's how South America was pretty much taken, because the Incas and the Aztecs and the Incas, Aztecs, and
then they're
one.
They're natives. They were born here.
Dinosaurs.
I'm a native. I was born here. I was born in America. I'm not from anywhere else. I was born in America. And they weren't native to here either.
Mayans, yeah.
If they supposedly came through the Laurentide ice corridor. That's where they came from. So from Eurasia. But there were people here before that, but they got wiped out. The closest
dude,
before that.
When we arrived, there was plenty of fucking Erasure, mate. Heyo! Yeah, the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans were all fighting each other, and the fucking conquistadors just fucking steamrolled them.
Well, they steamrolled them after they initially came there and got them all sick and killed most of them.
Yes, yeah, it spread some nice diseases. Also, we're technologically way ahead.
Yep,
way ahead,
and did some incredibly fucked up things. Those Spanish, yeah. They did.
Derek II of Coomland with 50 Danish says, Happy Treason Day, you ungrateful Colonians. Yeah.
Yep.
Ryan with a €10 says, now that there's nothing left for Kathleen Kennedy to wreck, can she retire? Probably. Did Spielberg and Lucas piss her off in the 80s? Because this smacks of revenge. I did watch that clip of the person talking about how Kathy was shit at her job. And the only good thing that she could do was interrupt a meeting with a terrible idea.
Spielberg.
It was Spielberg, not the person.
Yeah, it was Spielberg that said that.
Even Spielberg said that. Yeah.
Did I watch that in your video?
You did.
Okay, that's where I got it. That's where I watched it, from your video. Gary, you know that video you put out?
Yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Okay.
I did.
Thank you.
Of course I did, because I just fucking quoted that bit from it. Good video. Liked it. I liked
so mean as.
I watched it when I was at the Gaim.
At the Gaim?
Yeah,
GYM? The
French
Gaim.
for gym. So Le Poupou.
Oh, okay. The Gaim. I was like, how late's your gym open? I saw your video. You going at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, it's 24/7.
Okay, so it was mine. Yeah, that's cool. Except for today. They closed today because
it was busy. It was busy when I went in.
Gyms will be busy late at night. That's when the really narcissistic fucking weightlifters want to go in.
There was a guy that walked like that.
Because I'll go back sometimes.
Like Asgo, it's what you're
I
saying.
used to go back for the punching bag, right? So at night, because I
Sure.
do my cardio, my weights during the day, and then I'm like, the punching bag's always. And then so the narcissistic weightlifters come in and just stare at themselves and drop the weights, and go yeah. And I'm back around the punching bag. I fucking love the punching bag. Remember the Mike Tyson arcade game?
Yes.
Yeah, where you fucking box.
Yeah.
It was Mike Tyson, right? Yeah, they had those in Vegas all the time. I love those because you get a fucking good workout on that game if you play it for long enough. Like you fucking sweating. It's because you're just moving all the time, and that's what made me like, I need a punching bag. I don't because I couldn't have the game. I'd love to have the game. That was a fun game, dude.
Japanese Demon Lord Albert Lucifer with a $10 is
It's not the Nintendo one. Sorry to interrupt. It's a arcade game from the early 2000s, and you
would
box him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the Mike Tyson. Not the one that, the Atari Mike Tyson one, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I know which one you're talking about though. I know which boxing game you're talking about.
Yeah.
Gary, I was on your side with your bet with Dan, but when the end is near, you've got to side with the obvious winner. I'm sure you'll enjoy his new toy.
S-toy?
S-toy?
I don't know. Where's he? I'm honestly, I'm not looking at his subs.
On the NES, not the Atari.
You're right, though. Christmas songs, you're going to be in trouble when that comes around.
I am, but I'm not worried about any Witcher covers. I really do. You know what, Dan? Absolutely cover the gay Witcher song, please.
Is he singing a song about snogging Radovid?
Drive away every person he got from Amazing Grace. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay. And Christmas, I better get my shit together before Christmas. But I got Marvels before Christmas.
We got the Marvels.
That's true.
Go fund yourself. 69 has been a sorcerer for 8 months. As great job with the Dial of Diversity review. Opening 2.5 minutes for a cinematic masterpiece. I badly need a top 10, a top 5 Top Gear specials stream, please.
Ooh, hey,
we still gotta watch.
My wife, my kids, my dogs are out of town. What are you doing after the show?
Oh, gee, you make an excuse for why you can't watch something, right?
No, I will.
Final Fantasy.
Not today. I will go get something to eat, but after I've eaten, I will watch it.
All right.
Give me half an hour to eat and water myself.
Mahler?
For sure.
Yes, let's do it. Oh, I'm so excited.
9:30, then we'll watch it. Nice, cool.
All right. I'll have a little bite to eat, and fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm so excited. But top 5 Top Gear, or
top. I mean, I think he can also mean maybe also add the Grand Tour in there as well.
Grand Tour,
but there are some amazing specials for Top Gear as well.
The specials. Would you guys consider their trip to Africa top 10, or the finding the source of the Nile? Like that one's fucking top 10.
Top 5. Top 5.
Top 5. Finding the source of the Nile was top 5. That one's good.
I think all of the Grand Tour specials are insane. I think my personal favorite is the Vietnam.
I love Vietnam. I really love the Mongolia one where they have to construct the car.
Yeah, that's
we watched that together. You and I.
That or the Colombian one. The Colombian one is fucking great. The 2-parter Colombia one.
The Vietnam
has the big has his fucking big 4x4 in a big bubble wrap and floats it on, and they don't say cocaine for the whole fucking special till the end. It's so fucking good, and the music's really good in that too. And they find hippos. As okay?
No, I just realized I have a food shop that's meant to be arriving between 9 and 10 p.m.
I don't know, but the Mongolian one is spectacular. That is such a good special. But in the
the Vietnam one for me was incredible because it wasn't just amazing, but just the whole journey was so good. Well, and then they were fucking buying them boats and pictures, and
Jeremy Clarkson was in both of those. Was giving like little history lessons and stuff.
Yes,
and it was pretty fun. It was pretty good.
That's what, and he was talking about Vietnam and all that, and it's man. It's so good.
But the Scandi flick, the one they did before the last special, where they dropped where Jeremy dropped Richard's keys into the vat and they freeze, and then he pisses
on them.
I was dying.
We'll see. Justin Martin with a $2 says Rippaverse Isom trilogy. It's gonna be more than that, mate.
It'll be more than a trilogy.
Killing it. It's fantastic. The Smegs has been a Witcher for 14 months. Says happy 4th chat and Real BBC. Gary, so excited to see you starting the Cosmere books by Sanderson. Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Gonna go celebrate freedom. with this stream and a cookout. Hail to you. Go Fund Yourself 69's been a sorcerer for 8 months as. Oh, we did that. Sorry, I just did that one. So, yeah. Bashi Washi gifting 10 memberships to the stream. Thank you, Bashi Washi. Really appreciate you, dude. Legion
Washi.
He's a hero. He's a beautiful. He's my Arabic prince.
Is he gonna fly in a magic?
He's my Dubai daddy.
You know, I just thought of it. It looks like there's an as right there on my shelf.
He kind of does a little bit. I do have the white jacket. I could go put it on if you want.
There you go.
I thought I've lost like 45 pounds, maybe more since I bought that.
Awesome. Dude, you lost how much?
45 pounds in 13 weeks. Yeah, but the last 3 weeks has been stagnant. The last 3 weeks hasn't moved at all.
That happens.
That
I know. It's
then it'll drop again. Probably
I
after
so.
nice big shit.
I had a
box
huge
office.
shit the other day.
What?
I had a shit in the morning, and I weighed. I got up. I weighed myself. Then I went for a shit, and that shit was so fucking big. I thought I might go weigh myself again, because I think that's.
What you can do is weigh yourself after you lose a lot of water weight, like playing tennis, racquetball, running outside if it's really hot, because you will. In one day, I've lost, or in one racquetball game, I've lost 5 pounds of water weight. You go down 5 fucking pounds. But I was also playing in 100-degree heat. 100-degree heat.
Well, I weighed myself this morning, and I'm 2 more kilos. I'm actually down 2 kilos, but the week always fluctuates. That's just it. So I take my final weight is the weight that I take on the Sunday morning before I do the afternoon tea with Az on the Sunday afternoon.
You know how I know how much a kilo is? Wasn't school.
Because yeah, I think I can guess. Is it because you're a really bad man?
Yes.
Yeah. Legion Steve with a £5 says the Guardians did a piece on Indy 5. The Guardian, not the Guardians. The Guardian did a piece on Indy 5 bombing. I was going to say that's a bit harsh. The same parent company. They quoted some deadline analyst saying it failed because it wasn't diverse enough.
We get 2 of those. That is the most glorious cope of all time.
Big time cope.
Mm-hmm.
Magnum Norse with a $20 thank you says, have you guys seen that new season of The Witch? Also, what happened to that show, The Witcher? Please don't give up, Henry. We all want you to succeed. Just keep your head up. Dude, he don't care. He's moving on to Warhammer 40K, and he's in control.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen The Witch.
It was a really... Oh, hey. My wife's in there, and she says Clarkson's Farm is good. She's a totally addicted to that show. I got her.
We need to watch more of that.
Yeah, we do. We can watch a little bit of that, too, tonight. What's up, babe? How you doing? Hope things are great. Where you are? What was I gonna say? Oh, The Witch, her.
No, The Witch. Have you the Witch?
The Witch.
Oh, I think he's taking the piss that it's not The Witcher, it's now The Witch. Gotcha. I think
her.
Got me in the end.
Yeah, we said that on the live stream. Actually, one of the ladies came up with it. I think it was Zia or something. But yeah, Henry
Zia got herself some new titties, didn't she?
I think so. But as I was saying, The Witch, her, Henry saw those dailies, and you got to give it up to him for fucking staying. I would have walked out like,
you don't need them. No, my theory is he was most likely contracted for 3 seasons with the option to continue for additional seasons. So they lock you down for the 3. So after the first season, if you don't like it, you can't just turn around and they lose their main star. So I think he deuced out at the first given opportunity that his contract allowed him to.
Yeah.
Because he don't need them. They need him.
And yeah, I agree. I think probably after season 2, he was like, Because remember, we played that audio, God, years ago on Friday Night Tights of him trying to warn us about season 2, going, well, the director has their vision, which is different from the books and my vision. And we just get they're doing their own thing, and they see it more as an ensemble than, you know, The Witcher and Siri being kind of the stars of the show.
They are the stars of the show.
Yeah, he was trying to tell us back then.
Mr. Tuckle Trunk with a sorcerer for 29 says, just wanted to say I really appreciate you and your guests. I just wish people would have listened, and we could have avoided Hollywood's seppuku. I think it was inevitable, as Thanos would say.
Never expected them to listen.
No,
never expect. I mean, it was more of just like talking to my fellow fans, our fellow fans. I don't think any of us actually seriously expected Hollywood to listen. We tried.
I'm surprised whenever someone from like higher ups in Hollywood have anything to say about any of us. I'm always like, oh, you're actually paying attention? Really?
Yeah.
Their decisions aren't made around capitalism. Their decisions aren't made around making money. Their decisions are made around ideology. And ideology don't make no money.
Capitalism's going to catch up to him. Already is.
It is. Yeah, and it's taken a while, but I think we're starting to see haymakers now, just haymaker after haymaker of failure, and it's fucking glorious because they're not just on the ropes; they're, you know, the legs have gone and they're just being propped up as they're being pummeled, and the referee's just letting it go. He ain't stopping this fight.
No. This Lucasfilm is capitalism. This is capitalism.
Yes, unlike what they said in the film, which wasn't remotely capitalism.
No, actually, that's closer to communism that steals people's stuff over and over again.
That's communism
allows you to sell stuff on the free market, and it might sell, it might not. No, this is capitalism, motherfuckers. Go think another concentration camp in China, will you?
Yeah, fucking assholes. Deck 971 with a €10 says, happy 4th of July from France, Gary. As I started working out to be as beautiful as you. Thank you. But
you're okay. Well, you're probably in the nice, like,
but I hope you're safe, dude.
Peaceful part of France, and not the hellscape in the cities that leadership around this country seems to have consistently created.
And don't play Gollum, otherwise you'll turn into a rioter, apparently. And Mola, thanks for elevating my understanding of movies. Love you all. Thank you, Deck. Be safe, dude. Seriously.
Cheers.
Peter Gorombe with a 20 Canadian says, what are your favorite your favorite guys Top Gear / Grand Tour moments? We sort of just went through that, Peter. My personal one would be the Vietnam, and my favorite moment of Top Gear, even though the Vietnam is a Top Gear special, but my favorite moment of Top Gear is that Toyota truck. That whole Toyota truck story that they tried to just destroy it and it just wouldn't stop running. It just kept running and running. And so they ended up framing it. They ended up putting it on the wall in the studio. That Toyota truck segment was
dude,
unreal.
When Jeremy's in the 3-wheel car and he keeps fucking turning and is the funniest moment. I piss myself. I laughed so fucking hard. That is my favorite moment of Top Gear.
And we have the beautiful meme.
Oh yes.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh no. Anyway,
yay! That was great.
That was really good.
Do that again. Do that again.
No.
That was really good. That was really good, though. Go on, do it again. Do it again.
It's actually difficult to do a Jeremy Clarkson impression. He has something weird going on with his throat, but no one sounds like him. He's amazing.
I love him. So thank you, Peter. Sean Godley with a $20 says, I don't get why you guys are down on Diarrhea of Destiny. I was at the movie party the other day and the place was packed. People having a great time. Then I got hit with spoons and remembered that I was watching The Room.
No.
So The Room is the new Rocky Horror. People go see it at midnight or something like that and throw things. That sounds fun.
Mikey likes it with the $4. Says, "Excuse me while I whip this out." We should also do a Blazing Saddles, Mauler, EFAP movies thing.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Double Brewski with the $2 says, "What was worse, as Indy 5 or season 1 of Batwoman?"
Indy 5.
The only thing I can say is Indy 5 was over quicker.
Yeah.
But I will also reiterate, I care about Indiana Jones and I don't care about Batman.
No, Batwoman provided so many laughs through you and EFAP and
Jay Longbone.
Yeah. It provided a lot of very good content unintentionally.
Yes, that's the sad thing. It's unintentional. We got Chris Bingley has been a sorcerer for 4 months. Is happy getting rid of our religious nutters day. The day we decided that we would rather keep India. Good riddance to the ungrateful colonials. Yes. Paul Rouleau has become a member of the sorcerer level. Thank you, Paul. Wild Red 1905 with a $20 says, America. Happy 4th to all of the fellowship. Whatever. Bubba 1 with a $2. I don't think Red Letter Media enjoys what they do anymore. Do you know something? I actually agree. It doesn't feel like they do.
I'm inclined to agree with that. I think they love watching old shit movies. I don't think they like watching new shit movies.
No. Yeah. But I think this is why I've dipped in half in the bag.
Part of it, I don't know if you guys ever see these kinds of conversations like on Reddit and shit, but they'll be like, Red Letter Media is the reason that the shitheads like Drinker and Mauler exist. Like they're the progenitor. And they almost, you get an impression they want to distance themselves from that like side of YouTube.
Absolutely.
And it makes it so it's like, say for example, you're like, oh, I can't say this thing I'm thinking because it'll connect me to other people. It's like, that's stupid. Just say what you think is happening. And if you watch, like I said, the Rise of Skywalker and Dial of Destiny ones, you can tell Mike is holding back. He doesn't want to say a lot of what he has to say because you have Rich, who couldn't give less of a fuck. He's like, the movie was fine. I don't care. And then Jay, who doesn't even want to watch the movie. They would rather watch like indie or distant B movie stuff. He couldn't give less of a fuck about Indiana Jones. Mike, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure cares immensely, just as much as us, but he's not going to say it. He's going to be like, well, it's bad, I guess. Not quite as nerdy as a team. Though, best of the worst, I still love. Half in the Bag's a bit hit and miss.
Yeah, I half in the bag, I'm okay not watching that anymore. But things like Wheel of whatever, and that's great stuff to watch when they just get the random DVDs or the random old movies. That stuff's brilliant. But half in the bag.
Probably entitled to every perspective everyone can have and everything. But
I
find it baffling to come out of like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull being like, oh, that was terrible, but Dial of Destiny's pretty good. It's all right.
Yeah, that's not a consistent. It's not consistent. Objectively not consistent. Consistent of argument is very important. It's a very important thing.
But I think there's some truth in there, Bubbanin. Samuel Myth with a £2 says, have you guys played Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor? Played Fallen Order, quite liked it, but I need a break before I start doing Jedi Survivor. And when I break, I mean probably like a year, 18 months. 9 Monkeys with a $10 says, what's up, guys? Was wondering what you all think about the comic artist Daniel Warren Johnson. He's the guy drawing Transformers for Skybound. He's going full G1 too, apparently. I saw an image of this. Somebody said to me in the super chat a couple of weeks ago on this show, are you going to get? And I was like, no, the only comics for me are the ones that came out in the 80s from Marvel and the UK. But I saw the imagery and it did look really G1-ish. So I think I'm like, and isn't this whose company is this? This is Skybound is is it McFarlane or somebody? It's got something to do with them. The company's attached to like a who is it? Who is the company attached to? There's like a big comic book
Skybound?
It's Kirkman. Yeah, Kirkman. So it's attached to so I'm thinking I actually think I'm going to take a punt on it and see what the first issue's like. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a punt and we'll see. And if it's garbage, I'll be it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. God, was it DreamWorks? Who? Not DreamWorks. Who in the fuck was publishing it back in the early 2000s? Like, you want to say Devil's Due, but I don't think it was Devil's Due.
I don't know. No.
But it was good back then, and it was good in early Marvel days, and that's the only Transformers comics I've ever given a crap about.
You need to read the British continuation after Marvel stopped. This is brilliant. Honest to God, they are fantastic.
I think that's collected somewhere here now. I'll check it out.
You should. I think you'd love it.
Yeah.
It's actually got some of the greatest Transformers stories ever
Dreamwave.
told. It's crazy.
Thank you, George.
There you go. Yeah, Dreamwave.
George, Dreamwave. You're absolutely. The Dreamwave stuff was legit good. Like, really legit good.
Okay, time is getting against us now, folks. So I'm going to cherry pick some supers, go through some of the big guys. Nozaku Boy is a no-brainer because we got to do Nozaku Boys. If your super chat hasn't been read out today, don't worry. I will be doing a super chat square up on Sunday, so I can give your super chat the time and respect that it deserves because you've given up your hard-earned cash. So apologies if it doesn't get read out today, but it will be read out on Sunday afternoon tea with Az, 2:30 UK time. Go through all of them and I'll answer them as best I can. So thank you, and I do appreciate you for that. We got Josh Kelsey dropping a $50. You don't need to say anything. If Josh has got something to say, we'll say it. Otherwise, he just drops, goes. Thank you, Josh. Brown Cornelius 000 with a $2, but their first super chat on the channel. So massive thank you. Says Skindiana Bones and the diphtheria of dementia. That's a lot of alliteration going on.
We really need a list because there's been so many good names. And like I had in Discord before my video, I had everybody. I had, Melissa and X-Ray Girl and Lady Grey Master and Quarterback and Perry all gave me. I'm like, give me your best troll names. And they gave me huge lists. And I only got like a few of them in. We need to make a full list and just read them off because some of them are so fucking good. So good.
WG with a $50 says, Gary, you're working on the 4th. Crazy. That said, Az and Mauler, get back to work.
Yeah,
to be fair, you guys did blow a 13 Colonial lead. Hey, we went further than anyone else in history, baby.
Hey, you guys did a great. You made one of the biggest, scariest companies in the world, the East India Company.
Yeah,
you did. I mean, you did a lot of stuff. That made so much money off of slavery, they stopped it, and then they're like, we don't need to do it anymore.
We don't. Yeah. Like, now we're going to play the moral high ground and say, oh, slavery, not good, not good.
Yeah.
WG also gifted 5 memberships to the stream as well. So thank you so much indeed, WG. Let's scrolly woly. Let's go with CJ Grove Street with the 14 Zargons, but their first super chat on the channel. Says, as your Indiana Jones fix video made me depressed.
What? Really?
Well, I imagine, I'm hoping, I mean, this could be my ego, but I'm hoping it's because he heard it and enjoyed it and wished it was that. But it could just be that it was shit.
Oh, it was so much better. Like, dude, bringing in short round, that would hit everybody in the fields, dude. Everybody. That whole setup.
Jackie Chan is his dad.
Jackie Chan is dad.
The whole movie is good to be fathers and sons. That's like perfect. It's
and good to wives and husbands as well,
But
I just mean because like Indy was kind of a dad to short round in some sense.
I love you, Indy.
Guys, why do that when you can introduce an insufferable feminist, make him broken and sad, and make the whole point of the film him getting back together with Marion, which he was already together with in the beginning.
Which he was, fucking hell.
And then the rest of the point of the movie didn't matter because the Nazis were never going to achieve their goal, ever, at any point, ever achieve their goal.
Karen Allen is beautiful. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. She looked great in Raiders, and she looked fucking great in Crystal Skull still.
Mahler totally, pointed out, and that's my plot synopsis that I put in there, that if you think about it, this movie is about saving Hitler.
Yes. Because when I saw you type that, I was like, oh God, he's not actually wrong.
So Rags is back now, and he has not seen the film yet. But
Oh
he's
no!
seen that memes being made. And the first thing he said to me before he was like, I need to see this film because I need to know what the fuck the context is for Indiana Jones.
Or just send him the Tortuga. There's a don't do this. It's terrible to send him the Tortuga version.
Oh, I would. He's going to go right over to India to watch it, I think.
So you're saying it was not good that the main villain wanted to be a Hitler than Hitler?
Yeah.
No Zaku boy with $100 today. Sorry, just got Quarter Black in the chat. Quarter Black in the chat
What's
says,
up?
I want to try to fix videos. Oh, okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. No Zaku boy with $100 says, who sees into the hearts of men and the undergarments of women? Be Big Tom. He will not go quietly into the night. The boobies will not vanish without a fight. Tom will peep on. This Independence Day, Tom has to put on the red coat to save liberty from the US of gay.
Why did Patrick Stewart? That sounded like Patrick Stewart.
There you go, sir. Number one. Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
The beginning of my video today.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it yesterday's? Whichever one. Where I did the thing for you. The what killed the dinosaurs?
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Age. What's that? That was for you, Gary.
That was your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, right?
What do you just call me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That is correct. That is correct. By the way, Miles Kelly has been dropped. I just want to say Miles Kelly's dropped $20 here, $20 here, $20 here. Miles, I just want to recognize those. I'll go through those super chats on Sunday so I can give them the time that they deserve, because you've been putting 20s with super. So I'll do that. But I want to just give you a shout out for dropping multiple $20, and I really do appreciate you. Magnum Norse dropping $100 as well. Says, God damn it, Rachel Bosnahan is gonna chop Superman's nuggets off. I couldn't even watch the marvelous Ms. Maisel due to that. I never saw that show, but she's really good in Game of Thrones, in House of Cards, which is basically modern day Game of Thrones. Let's be honest.
I watched all of House of Cards. I remember being fine in it. I don't remember being like.
I just thought she's a really good damaged character, and the arc that she had with the I can't remember his name now. Doug.
That shit got weird though.
Yeah, I mean, it was good up until when he killed her, and then Doug just goes. Doug goes off the rails after that.
The whole show goes off the rails.
Well, that is true. Lady Grace Master with a $10 says Anna started.
You're not even answering my question.
What's the question?
What show were you talking about?
Game of Thrones, House of Cards.
Oh, House of Cards. Okay.
They nearly did it twice. Lady Grace Master with a $10 says Anna started to turn the corner after Chenk's bestiality comments. She's a feminist, but she's shifting more to a central classic liberal and shedding the feminazi mindset. Ian Soforth with a £50. Thank you, Ian. Happy 4th, American friends. I admire Gary's show of commitment by stapling a flag to his shoulder for over 3 hours.
Oh, it's not hard. It's leaning up against my shoulder, but I don't want the American flag to touch the floor. See, that's the whole point. You don't let it touch the floor.
Or if you if you DSP, you hang it incorrectly, and then when somebody calls you out on it, you say it's only a bit of cloth. Obelisk Toucher with a $10 and their first super chat on the channel, so big thank you. Compare Disney disasters, Dial of Disaster, and John Carter. John Carter, a much better movie, of course. Well, I mean, both bombs, but this is going to be a bigger bomb than John Carter. And that
Yeah,
was a
John
huge
Carter
bomb at the
was
time.
Fucking good. I want a 4K of John Carter.
They haven't done it.
I don't know if they would.
I don't think they
We
would.
get-
No, I got a
They're
3D.
like all kinds of crazy.
Lost too much
crap.
money, but lost too much money for them to
I got
do.
the Blu-ray 3D version, and I love John Carter. I think it's a fun movie.
I didn't.
I hate
Okay.
it.
I can't talk to you anymore because we disagreed kind
Okay.
of on a movie from.
Hey,
10
it's been a
years
pleasure
ago.
working with you these
Nice
last
working with
3.5 years, Gary.
Yeah.
You take, all the
Sorry,
best
I-
in your future endeavors.
Same to you. But we can never speak again because we didn't
No.
totally agree on a movie.
No. Gary G with the £5 and their first super chat on the channel. As I love you, but yesterday I watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and I really enjoyed it. Respectful to Indy and a nice send off.
I
It
can't
was
talk
silly.
to you anymore either because we don't agree on a movie completely. It was nice knowing you out there in the chat.
I would be open to maybe rewatching Crystal Skull just to see, but there are a lot of massive alarm bells in that film which still ring in my head today.
Not good.
And I
did
haven't seen it
rewatch
since 2008.
Okay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is not good.
There's a couple, like I said, there's a couple of nice scenes here or there.
I
The
will
cafe
completely
scene,
accept that
him getting married.
it's not as bad as the Diapers of Despair.
No,
It
not
does
at all.
Does not make it good.
Do you remember Ray Winston in that movie? He's
He's the weirdest fucking character in the world, isn't it?
he is.
Makes no sense.
There's that
I'm
interview
on your
clip.
side. Actually, I'm an agent and I'm working for the Russians. But really, Indy, I'm on your side. But I gotcha because I'm actually legitimately a Russian.
Well, do you remember? He keeps saying, "I'm a capitalist." That's what he actually is. That's he follows
Yeah.
the money. The weirdest part is that
His
at the end of
death.
the film, he's getting sucked into the portal or whatever, and Indy's trying to pull him back, and then he says, "Don't worry, Indy, I'll be fine."
I'll be fine. Yeah, so
It's like, what?
I was like, yeah, I'll be fine, or he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right. I was like, what do you mean?
What? You're
There's
gonna
like-
die?
There's that clip as well where he says, when he's talking about the character Ray Winston, that he doesn't even know who he works for. The character himself doesn't know who he works for.
Yeah. He doesn't know if he's a fucking. Yeah, and he even says it, doesn't he? He doesn't even know anymore.
It's okay, dude. When they started with a CG Gopher Hill over the Paramount sign, that was it. Okay. What was even worse was they had a chance to do the Paramount thing properly in Dial of Dysentery, and they had it go to Lucasfilm, which faded into the lock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck.
Because that's where we are now. Right, we're going to wrap up now. So Richard Rogers with a £5 says, and their first super chats. That's why I picked you, buddy. Diorama of Displeasantry must have been in Lost Ark. Explains why Marion was told to keep her eyes shut. I wish I kept my eyes shut throughout the whole fucking film. Pavel Sevich with a 500 check says, hey guys, what do you think about Superman and Lois? From my point of view, it's the only watchable superhero TV show right now. It actually has likable characters. Season 3 introduced Lex Luthor, and he's pretty brutal. Give it a watch. I rather enjoyed season 1. I thought it's pretty good. There was some good stuff in it. And
I saw that Bizarro clip and the why am I blanking on it now? God damn it.
Doomsday?
Fuck, I hate my brain. Doomsday, yeah. And it still like looked rough CG, but it looked like Doomsday, and that drew me back in because I saw the first season, but I'm like, this is CW. The second season is gonna suck. I'm not gonna waste my fucking time.
That's why I didn't bother with the second season.
Because I like the first season. I'm like,
Yes.
I'm just gonna preserve it in my head.
Yes,
But
I just.
But I saw those 2 clips, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go back.
Because I love the way, because when they brought Lex Luthor into season 1, and it was like race changed Lex Luthor, I'm like, oh come on, and of course it was a sight because it's actually John Henry Irons, and I was like, that's great.
Yeah, I know. You're like, damn it.
Holy shit, you actually had a black man as a black character because it's his character, so that's how he.
Yep, and it's like, don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope. Yeah, don't give me hope.
But yeah, they
Right.
made Doomsday look like fucking Doomsday. I mean, it's not perfect, but remember when King Shark showed up in Flash and it was kind
It
of
looked
fun.
good.
It was in
Looked
season
kind of
2. It was
good.
fun.
Yeah.
That was
And
fun.
do you know
That's
who
kind of what I
voiced
like.
that?
Yeah.
Do you know who voiced King
Who
Shark?
was it? Who was it?
It was David Hayter.
Oh, no way. Really?
Yeah, it was
I
David
did not
Hayter.
know that. I
Yeah.
still have to get my 1/6 scale King Shark, but my wife's watching, so I'm not going to be buying it.
Because I actually, when it came out, I actually tweeted David Hayter.
Anyway,
Because I heard that King Shark was coming back. So I tweeted at David Hayter. I said, hey, dude, are you going to reprise your role as doing King Shark when he returns into the show? David Hayter, then, this is going back to what, 2015 or something? David Hayter, I've still got it in my DMs. He DM'd me back. He actually DM'd me back.
That's cool.
And replied saying, yeah. He said, yep. That's it. And then I said,
cool.
but no, wait. But then I said, awesome. Thank you so much for replying and DMing me.
And then he called
you
you
complete legend. I've totally fanboyed out. Forgive, which is true. That's 2016. Because, David Hayter, he's not just the voice of Solid Snake. He also wrote the screenplay for X2.
Yes, he did.
And I love X2. I think it's incredible. And then he replied back with a couple of messages, and we backed and forth for a couple of messages, which was really kind of him. So
people are gonna look back and really like the X-Men movies are so weird because there were some really good ones. There were some really good ones that I think Fox was figuring it out, and then they fucked it up because they went back to Singer and away from Matthew Vaughn. But Vaughn, who they wanted to direct X3 and didn't get, came in, did First Class, which is fucking awesome. I love First Class. That's got such a great soundtrack too.
I like the Wolverine.
The Wolverine isn't bad.
I like it.
It's got a bad third act, but the Wolverine is pretty good. I would give it a
solid film.
I give it a pass.
I enjoy X-Men Origins. I'm not going to call it good though.
I've never watched it. I never intend.
Absolute shit. But X-Men 1, X-Men 2, there are casting choices in X3 that are brilliant. Kelsey Grammer as the Beast is fucking genius. That is so good.
But, that's great.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past are probably the 2 best movies. I'm gonna say I love those fucking movies. I do. They figured it out. And the first season of Legion is brilliant. It's weird, but it's brilliant.
Gary.
Yeah.
Well, Mauler. Let's go to you first. Mauler, anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
If you wanted to listen to 5 hours of someone dissecting the Dial of Destruction, whatever, I'm trying to come up with new ones. I can't keep using the same one at this point. Gary pops in for a good, was it 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that? We got a decent discussion go. We go through each of the scenes. It is not being hated on for no reason. Go through extensively why. And I said, like, I almost lamented it at the end. It's like, it fucking sucks when there's not even a single scene that I can say, like, oh, well, that was good. It's like, there's just nothing. The whole film was a fucking disaster. So if you want to see that, that's up on Moolah. And yeah, that's about it for this week.
I know you invited me onto the show, if I could make it. On Sunday, an afternoon tea with Az, I told chat that I was invited to go on to EFAP. I said, ultimately, the reason why I didn't go on was because I thought I would derail the stream. Because EFAP tends to be relatively civilized. And I was so fucking wound up. If you saw my review, I was so wound up. I was concerned that I might have been a bit too rambunctious.
Mahler, do you ever care about that, like, at all?
No.
Don't you? I would no. Your chat. I mean, your chat don't like me anyway. So
what? Fucking my EFAP chat is filled with all kinds of different people. That fight
it is.
each other all the time.
I like that. I do like that. Yeah, it's a very very eclectic group of people.
Because yeah, I mean, I was about to say like because EFAP is not known for tangents to the point where we piss off our own community or anything. That's fine.
So I like you as. Thank you. Appreciate that, Slade.
I like you, Simps.
Gary, anything you'd like to plug before we go, sir?
God bless America. Thanks to all the people who fought for our nation. Let's go out and party, America. Don't blow off your fingers, as Cord Black said on Twitter. And yeah, a lot of poor dogs are going to be under the table, and hiding out behind the couch. Yeah, so keep an eye on your dog. Okay, so it doesn't run away because it's going to be scared from the fireworks. That's all. Have a good birthday, America. Thanks for having me on. Have fun.
Pleasure. Happy 4th of July. Americans, celebrate your patriotism. I love to see patriotism in all its forms. So yeah, have a great day. Fire those fireworks off. Be safe, but fire them off. Piss off all the fucking people who suck from the teat of your country while at the same time sticking a knife into the ribs of it. Be very proud of who you are as a nation, as I am proud of who I am, which is, I don't know what it is this week, New Zealander, Papua New Guinea. So have a great time.
I like Papua New Guinea. That's
Papua New Guinea. Yeah, it's not bad. I'll be back Sunday afternoon tea with Az with the Super Chat Square at 2:30 UK time. Sunday fun day, 6 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be popping out some more videos in between then, and Friday Night Tights. Think Melanie Mack is the guest on Friday Night Tights. No hot toy streams anymore. I've gone into that on afternoon tea with Az, freeing up my Thursdays so I can concentrate on producing more videos for you. And I will now be doing videos for the Hot Toy channel instead. Got some really good stuff coming in to show off, but it also relieves the pressure of having to get something every week on top of that. But I think Robert and George, who I love to pieces, they're thinking of doing something together about something, but I don't know the rest of those deets. So massive thank you everyone who came to watch today. 7.3, 7.4K.
Wow.
It's incredible stuff.
brilliant.
You're absolutely amazing. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your time. Everybody who's super chatted and you've fucking spoiled us rotten. Thank you so much indeed. I apologize because of how many I couldn't get through them all in this stream, but that's what afternoon tea with Az is for on Sunday, to give you the time that you deserve for your generosity. Everyone who membered, gifted members, remembered to the channel, thank you so much indeed for supporting. I'll be back, and we'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.
Bye.
Ciao.